is Citi 97.3.
To me now, Abuati Abafro. That's what to me, Kauda. Yes, you dimu. Say, where she awa. Your best I was to know. Ayana, sorry to know. Ayana, mania to know. Uben, where do bonnie? That's where to me now. Abuati Abafro. That's what you make Kauda. Yes, you dimu.
The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise. This is the Citi Breakfast Show. The city's biggest conversation.
Yao Sapong and the Asomafo bringing time to 28 minutes past the hour. It says, if you are blessed of the Lord, the enemy may not agree and he will stand up and rise against you, but it will not work. So that's the real point of the song. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, many are the temptations of the blessed, but the Lord delivers them from all. That's the whole point. So this life is not about smoothly navigating without tests or trials or temptations or problems. It's about having the tenacity to withstand the pressure, having what it takes through the blessings of God to say, in spite of all that has happened, I am still here. In spite of all that men have schemed, in spite of all the lies, in spite of all the machinations. Now show me a man on a mission and I'll show you a man who's targeted. A lot of times you're not targeted by people. Nobody hates you because you're not doing anything. But I tell you, if you're trying to do something different, if you're trying to make a difference in your family, in your community, in your country, you will face opposition. You will face resistance. Indeed, resistance and opposition sometimes is evidence that you're on the right path. Don't misinterpret it. Oh yes. So that's what Yasapong and the Asmafo are saying. Joseph was a man on a mission, a dream to save the world through a great economic plan. But the hatred was everywhere. Even his parents were exasperated by the loftiness of his dreams. So this is really an encouragement. Don't see trouble as evidence that you're on the wrong path. Many times it's evidence you are on to make a big difference. So this is really the summary of the song, an encouragement for the morning. In fact, somebody says enemies are as necessary as friends. Enemies are as necessary as friends. An enemy will give you in a day what a friend will never give you in a lifetime. An enemy will give you in a day what a friend will not give you. So sometimes when you are opposed, you are resisted, it builds care and caution. Also forces you to depend on the Lord. So he says David would have been a non-entity until Goliath showed up. It was Goliath that unleashed the greatness of David. So an enemy is as necessary as a friend. Think about that. 6:31 City Breakfast Show. We're live in Accra, welcoming back the Caravanites. Oh my God. From the 2nd to the 9th. Today is the 10th, with great stories of sights and sounds of 14 regions to be told. 1/3 of the month of March is done. The 2/3 are left. There's a lot of great things to happen. Our honor series shift focus this week as we delve into some very interesting histories. There's also lots of music, and of course our final week is on food. Yeah, now I see I see you are your font is really good. I mean, I'm surprised, man. For somebody who's not lived in, you've not lived in the central region, neither have you lived in the western region. Your Fanta is pretty good. Did you live with Fantas?
No, mama. Most small can. West Side Legacy.
You're crazy. Alright, so we're starting off the newspaper review brought to you by Fidelity Bank. From the dreams of youth to the ambitions of adulthood, wherever you are on the journey, starting a career, building a family, or growing a business, every goal deserves a chance to flourish, and with hard work, dedication, and a strong belief in yourself, the seed of greatness is within reach. And you need a partner. Fidelity Bank is there to help you. Turn to us. Let's together turn your dreams into reality. We're here for your journey. Believe with us at Fidelity Bank. And of course, the segment is also brought to you by Total. Our Excellium is a new formula. It's amazing. It has 3-in-1 power. It cleans your engine and extends its life and lowers your fuel consumption. In an era of energy transition, we reduce your CO2 emissions. You will drive and drive and drive. Experience the difference. Total Energies Excellium new formula. And of course, Piva Beverage is also proud to be associated with the newspaper review segment. If you're craving something exotic, try the Piva cocktail fruit drink. If you want something fruity and adventurous, the Piva orange is there for you. And of course, there's the grapefruit, the Piva cola, and other beautiful flavors. Call 0550-032231 for bulk purchase. It's available at a local store. Piva, a taste you love.
Looking for a burst of flavor in every sip? Discover the refreshing taste of Piva beverages. Enjoy the classic Piva Cola flavor, perfect fit anytime. How about a fruity adventure? Try our delightful Piva orange fruit drink packed with recognized citrus flavor. Craving something exotic? Our Piva cocktail fruit drink brings the tropics to you. For a sweet and juicy treat, grab our grapefruit drink, and don't miss out on the refreshing Piva Tangerine fruit drink, bursting with tangerine flavor. Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, Piva Grape, Piva Tangerine. Grab yours today. Available now at your local store. Call us on 055-00-32231. Piva, a taste you love. This advert is FDA approved.
P for Piva. Oh, jump on now.
Go. Google me. At what time when you come back, we are not hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind, Seth, be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium, they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my go be fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my go be inside?
I give you info. Make a fill the go too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
My body, when you wake up in the morning, and you know the money calling. Oh, you go work. But you know it's out in your side. If I believe with us, if I hold my hand and believe, cause you know it's out in your side. And when you dream, no say I live for you. And when you hustle every day, many wanna go. Anything you do, I live for you. Many want. If I believe I live your side. Fidelity. If I believe with us, fidelity. If I know I lay your side, fidelity.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
I'm
6:38. We're starting off with the newspaper review this morning. We are really interactive. 0549986996. It's the beginning of a new working week. A lot happening. Good morning to you, Caleb Kuda.
Good morning, Bernard.
What are the papers saying?
Ghanaian Times, groundbreaking research in Buruli ulcer. KNUST Dawn invents diagnostic tool.
Okay.
First of its kind in sub-Saharan Africa. Kudos to them. Education Minister calls on Indonesia to establish Islamic Medical University in northern Ghana. President Mahama embarks on good neighborliness trips. And then Simon Maji, who is the GIPC boss, says Ghana is open for business. A new dawn for investment and economic prosperity is upon us.
Okay.
Chronicle, 2 alleged Nigerian kidnappers failed to meet bail terms. Osahene on fire in parliament. Accuses government of hating e-levy by used its proceeds to celebrate independence. They were talking about Alexander Ponyo marking here the Sky Train saga, wild goose chase. Details on page 7 of the Chronicle this morning.
Really graphic.
Yes, please. President Mahama begins visit to Alliance of Sahel States, makes first stop in Mali, and then close down cement factories producing substandard products. Trade Minister authorizes the Ghana Standards Authority. 2025 budget is tomorrow, and it's aiming to address hope and aspirations of the citizens. This is Daily Graphic.
Okay, moving on.
Ghanaian publisher, minority leader cautions NPP against division. Akufo-Addo defends JB Dankwa's legacy.
Okay.
Agalga and Team Forjo lead defense and interior committees. Meet Honorable, okay, this is a feature on the first female chairperson of PAC.
Public Accounts Committee.
Yes, please.
Abana Osei Asare, former Minister of State at Finance Ministry.
Congratulations to her.
Moving on.
The Inquisitor this morning, NSS payroll scandal. Ghosty Gifty detained. And then Mahama on good neighborliness visit to Mali. Finance Minister engages Mokola women, others ahead of budget. Techiman South MP worried over president security. And coming up, Michael Bediako and COVID-19 cash.
Let me give you a couple more here. The Herald, Asante Bedito returns home on chartered flight after 7 months medical treatment abroad. Also, the Fourth Estate links Menchia Palace others to illegal mining. Ghana Gas gets female managing director.
Right.
And then Transport Minister DVLA boss steady Rwanda's Okada system.
Okay.
And then ex-presidential staffer questions continuous stay of Akufo-Addo appointees claim they are facilitating dirty things for Mahama government. The Daily Guide, NSA ghost names, NIB detains Gifty Owari Mensa story on page 3. GRA intercepts 20.6 million CD illicit cigarettes and tapentadol in the northern region. Meanwhile, election petition against the Chiman South MP dismissed. Ghana Mali for stronger trade ties, and Apenyo marking eulogizes JB Dankwa.
The News Center, tight race for next Ghana Immigration Service boss, has photographs of Edward Kofi Owusu, Evelyn Lochu, Pfizer Disu, Francis Palmdeti, Prudence Akusosu, Samuel Basintali Amadu, and Lord Kwesi Ofori Afrifa. We are told intense lobbying and maneuverings are ongoing. To some of the stories, Dr. Atu forcing to present 2025 budget tomorrow. Minority fires majority over absenteeism and doomsaw.
All right.
Jinapo admits fuel supply challenges.
Let me give you the informer. Imani urges support for OSP to effectively fight corruption. A photograph of Kisie Jabi and Kofi Bentel. Also, corruption fight time to advocate action, not words. MPP Guru admonishes Mahama. Meanwhile, NDC boils over CEO's rejection of PROs. And on International Women's Days, Mahama Bawumia call for equality and respect for women.
Okay, final one for me, Bernard. The new publisher, Mahama Not Safe, Techiman South MP petitions Parliament, and JB Dankwa gave us the name Ghana. Stop the evil lies against him. Aponyo marking and speaking here.
Right.
And Bole bans expensive Islamic weddings.
Now, a few website stories that are not in the newspapers. Galamsey, 10 excavators, 1 bulldozer seized in Tano Amia Forest Reserve. This is on CityNewsroom.com. Also, don't introduce new taxes in 2025 budget. Guta to government. Still on the budget, KPMG survey, Ghanaian businesses demand fiscal discipline and tax reform. And then this tragic one, hit and run driver who killed 2 Achimota old students arrested. Also, Kenofreata reacts to OSP investigation. I am puzzled and dismayed. And then Ghana Water Limited MD inspects water treatment plants to address production shortfalls. All these stories on CityNewsroom.com. In addition to the return of the 2025 Heritage Caravan.
Yeah, man.
If you go to Channel 1, that's the lead story. Participants reflect on an epic 8-day adventure of culture and connection.
Yes, sir.
That's the story with Omar Rusanda Amadou conducting the interviews. Other angles to stories you've already heard. I have always acted in Ghana's best interest of Furiata on OSP allegations.
Okay.
And then Tamale Customs intercepts 20 million worth of illicit cigarettes, as I read this earlier. And then troubling, 3 killed in Binduri shooting. This is Upper East region. If you go to Major Online, the lead story is also on the budget, and they're basically repeating what the finance minister said. Budget holds the key to economic recovery. In other headlines, Ismail Yamson says state-owned enterprises now serve political interests, not their purpose. This is Dr. Ismail Yamson. And then Military Forestry Commission confiscate 10 excavators and a bulldozer in Tano Area Forest Reserve. We read this story for you earlier on. The GNA is also leading with stories around International Women's Day, where Mahama calls for prioritization of women's empowerment with Judith Aljoba Blay appointed managing director of Ghana Gas.
Thank you.
Let's get into the details.
So, Daily Graphic this morning, Emmanuel Bruce Rice, front page, Minister of Finance, Dr. Kiesiro Latuforcing, will tomorrow present the government's first budget to Parliament, in which many of the initiatives meant to reduce the cost of living and doing business are expected to be announced. It will mark a significant milestone in the new administration's quest to reduce specific taxes, undertake widespread economic and social reforms, and introduce initiatives that will stabilize the economy, generate revenue domestically, and spur shared growth. Now, the 2025 budget and fiscal policy, which has already received cabinet approval, aims to address the hopes and aspirations of Ghanaians. The Minister of Government Communications, Felix Kwatio-Fosu, told the media last Friday the upcoming budget is expected to provide a comprehensive assessment of the country's economic situation, which with particular emphasis on what the current administration inherited from its predecessors. To also focus on economic recovery. We are told that input from the economic dialogue will be part of it. Stakeholder engagements will all reflect in this. Now, the finance minister is engaging more stakeholders. We are told he's been to Mokola to engage the women.
Yes.
Now, some are saying it's settings because cabinet has already approved that thing. So what's the point? But others say the optics matter. So on page 4 of the Inquisitor, Finance Minister Dr. Kiesiro Latuforcing has engaged market women, including head porters commonly called Kayaye and other traders at the Mokola market to discuss their concerns and expectations ahead of the 2025 budget presentation tomorrow. Now, describing the interaction as a privilege, Dr. Forson acknowledged the critical role these traders play in sustaining Ghana's economy.
All right, now let's move to a few other stories. Maybe just to continue in that same vein. Don't introduce new taxes in this budget. Good start to government. Yesterday on CNR, the president of the Ghana Union of Traders Association, Dr. Joseph Obing, called on the government to refrain from introducing new taxes in the 2025 budget. His appeal comes ahead of the budget presentation to be done tomorrow by Finance Minister. He was speaking on Channel 1 News to Charles Kumi. All right, now the next story is a Galamsey story where we're told that Military Forestry Commission sees 10 excavators and bulldozers in the Tano Amia Forest Reserve, with very interesting photos by Akwesi Ajeyenim. A joint operation by the Rapid Response Unit of the Forestry Commission and the Ghana Armed Forces has led to the seizure of 10 excavators, a bulldozer, and the arrest of 4 individuals who engage in illegal mining in the Tano Amia Forest Reserve in the Western North region. Now, the operation took place yesterday, Sunday, the 9th of March, in compartment 17 and 20 of the reserve, and followed multiple attempts by the forestry officials to remove illegal miners from the area. Now, earlier on March 4, operational staff from the Enchi Forest District, along with the Forestry Commissioner's response team, raided the reserve and drove out 12 excavators engaged in illegal mining. However, due to the miners' superior numbers, so they went first on March 4, but because the miners were more and possession of weapons, no arrests were made. Intelligence gathered on March 6 indicated that the miners were planning to return, prompting officials to reinforce security and prevent re-entry. Despite these efforts, the miners regrouped and returned on March 8, once again resisting removal. This is Saturday. Outnumbered and unable to make arrests, the enforcement team escalated the matter, leading to a full-scale joint operation with the military. In response, a heavily armed joint task force was deployed, successfully seizing the heavy machinery and apprehending 4 suspects. Now, the Forestry Commission has vowed to intensify efforts to protect Ghana's forest reserve. I wanted to bring you 2 related stories quickly.
Sure.
One is in the Herald, where they are quoting a story in the 4th Estate.
Interesting
that
story,
some figures in Menchia are linked to Galamsey.
Yeah, the 4th Estate links Menchia Palace, others to illegal mining. This is on page 3 of Herald. The 4th Estate, an online investigative platform owned by the Media Foundation for West Africa, has drawn parallels between the Menchia Palace, the seat of the Asantehene Otumfuo Osei II, and illegal mining activities. Late last week, the portal reported that a company called Bodukwan Holding, allegedly linked to the Menchia Palace, was engaging in illegal mining operations. Now, the report identified Julia Ama Adrapa Amaning, widely known as Lady Julia, and the wife of the Asantehene, as a co-director of the company. However, Budukwan Holding reportedly lacks key regulatory approvals, including EPA permit and a water use permit from the Water Resources Commission. Additionally, the Minerals Commission has refused to provide a list of companies holding operating permits. The Fourth Estate, which had several pictures attached to it, further stated that the incorporation records from the Office of the Registrar of Companies indicated that Bodukwan Holding has strong ties to the Mensha Palace through Nanedri Abonsu, who serves as co-director along Mujib Rahman Ahmed.
Meanwhile, the Defense Minister Edo Manibu Ama has made an interesting post on his Facebook page.
Okay.
I'm just going to read a few paragraphs. It says, "In the name of God and Ghana, stop Galamsey. No human being resides in the forest reserves. In the name of God and Ghana, stay away from the forest reserves and Galamsey. A word to the wise is enough. Stop Galamsey." Then he goes on, "If you are interested in mining, seek the necessary regulatory permits. We will not talk much."
Right.
Then he has hashtag Eagle Eyes.
Okay.
Hashtag activate all body cameras.
So now, in the name of God, government is failing in the Galamsey fight.
Okay.
This is the Deputy National Director of Arocha, Daryl Bosso, and the Chief Executive Officer of Dalex Finance, Joe Jackson. They have urged the Mahama government to adopt more decisive measures against illegal mining, commonly referred to as Galamsey. They argue that the administration is failing to adequately address the issue, which has resulted in severe pollution of water bodies, destruction of forest cover, and the loss of livelihoods due to the devastation of farmlands. Many have called for the dismissal of Martin Aisi. Is this Herald?
Yes.
Yeah, then that will be it. The Minerals Commission, who licenses most of the companies currently operating in the forest and along water bodies. So Martin Aisi, who is the former still the current chief executive, has been around, and Herald has been on a campaign that he's been responsible for some of the licenses, some of these persons.
Whilst water bodies are being destroyed, the Ghana Water Limited MD is inspecting water treatment plants to address production shortfalls. Now, Channel 1 News is reporting that Adam Mutawakilu, acting MD of Ghana Water Limited, has embarked on a system-wide assessment tour of key water treatment plants in Accra to evaluate operational lapses and identify immediate solutions to boost production. The visit follows management proactive recognition of critical challenges affecting water supply and the need for urgent intervention to bridge demand supply gaps and ensure effective service delivery. Now, I want you to go to graphic. Page 13 has a story where the Minister of Trade is asking for some action in the cement industry. So this is a daily graphic. Is it page 13?
Page 13 has the president's visit to the Sahel areas.
Okay, then this will be page 16, I think it is.
Close down cement factories producing substandard products. That's correct. Trade Minister authorizes Ghana Standard Authority. Minister of Trade and Trade, Agribusiness and Industry Elizabeth Ofosu-Adjare has authorized the Ghana Standards Authority to close down all cement manufacturing companies producing substandard products for the Ghanaian market immediately. She said shutting down such factories would stop them from putting dangerous products that pose serious threats to consumers, industry professionals and property owners on the market. Close down companies that are defaulting with substandard products to stop production till they can demonstrate that they can produce quality products consistently, and until you are satisfied that they are not circulating substandard products.
So is there a list of names of companies in the cement industry which are producing substandard?
There isn't that here.
That would have been useful to the public, because then if you go to a retail shop and you see a cement brand, how do you know? So Standards Authority must come out to do this.
That's a very good point.
Now, GRA intercepts 20 million CD illicit cigarettes and tapentadol. I'm reading the Daily Guides version from Eric Combat in Tamale that Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority has intercepted illicit cigarettes, tapentadol and other illegal goods in the northern region. The interception of the illicit goods follows a swoop conducted by the Customs Division of the GRA along the Nantong-Wishewu Road in the northern region upon intelligence. The goods included 450 boxes of Business Royal cigarettes and 5 boxes of tapentadol tablets amounting to 20.6 million cedis. Now, the vehicle's details are given, and basically they got to a checkpoint ordered to stop by the customs officials. The customs official therefore chased the moving vehicle, which failed to stop and intercepted the vehicle with the goods, etc., etc., etc. Now, all this is happening against the backdrop of an abuse of tramadol and other substances. There was a very interesting report on CNR yesterday. Young people depending on something they called red, and there's a need for the the FDA, and the Medical and Dental Council and Pharmaceutical Association to come together to work against this issue.
Yes, Bernard, we face fuel supply challenge, says Energy Minister for Energy and Green Transition, Mr. John Abujinapo, has admitted to fuel supply constraints while at the same time dismissing concerns of ongoing doomsday, that is persistent power outages. His contradictory statements have sparked debate among Ghanaians who continue to experience frequent blackouts. Addressing Parliament, the Energy Minister rejected calls for a load shedding timetable, insisting that power supply remains stable under the Mahama-led administration. However, in the same breath, he acknowledged that the country's energy system is fragile due to fuel supply issues.
Now, there's an interesting one here. Nana Asante Bediuto returns home on chartered flight 7 months after medical treatment abroad. This is the Herald's elite story. Executive Secretary to President Akufo-Addo, former president, has finally returned to Ghana after spending nearly 7 months abroad for medical treatment. The Herald's lenses captured his arrival at the Kotoka International Airport in the early hours of Saturday, and he was secretly flown into the country on a chartered flight from the US while most people were asleep and the airport was less busy. Now, the other story is that former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta has broken his silence on the criminal investigations against him by the Office of the Special Prosecutor, expressing frustration over recent development. An open letter dated February 26, Mr. Ofori-Atta described the situation as both confusing and distressing, stating that he felt the need to set the record straight. His reaction follows an OSP issued wanted notice against him, which was later revoked. The investigation, according to OSP, focused on various financial dealings, which include a strategic mobilization GRA contract, SML, ECG, BXC contract termination, and payments related to the National Cathedral. And now Ken Ofori-Atta says, I have always acted in the best interest of Ghana.
Right.
In a 1.5 page letter he penned to friends.
So along stories of graft, Ghosty Gifty detained. Gifty Owari-Mensah, former deputy director of the National Service Authority and a current executive council member of the Ghana Football Association, has been detained by the National Investigation Bureau, NIB, in connection with an alleged payroll fraud at the NSA. Her arrest is part of an ongoing investigation into a ghost name scandal that has drawn national attention. Reports indicate that Owari-Mensah was taken into custody on Friday, 7th March, and remains detained despite multiple attempts to secure her bail. It is alleged that former NPP General Secretary John Boadu tried to intervene to facilitate her release, but she was later transferred from the NIB premises to an undisclosed location.
This is very serious indeed. We'll end up with a couple of stories. Mahama champions collaboration trade during Bamako visit. So President Mahama is on a West African tour, and I'm using the Star FM version just for President John Mahama paid a working visit to Bamako, Mali on Saturday, where discussions focused on strengthening bilateral relations, addressing regional security concerns, and fostering economic growth. Now, Mr. Mahama noted that the visit underscores the enduring friendship between the two countries. Don't forget, he did history, so he referred to Kwame Nkrumah and President Modibo Keita. Now, he's scheduled to go to Burkina Faso today to meet the Burkinabe president as well as part of the Good Neighborliness tour. He was accompanied by his foreign minister, Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, and then his special envoy to Sahel, Lieutenant Colonel Larry Bevlo Latte, and other senior officials.
Bernard, turning my attention to the universities, KNUST is doing something fantastic. Groundbreaking research in Buruli Osa. KNUST Dawn invents diagnostic tool, first of its kind in the Sub-Saharan Africa. If you get Ghanaian Times this morning, beautiful story in the center.
Stay there because the VIP is also speaking on International Women's Day.
End violence against girls, women, VIP charges. Story by Julius Petechi, Vice President Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyemang, has called for an end to violence in all forms against girls and women across the country. We must choose to end violence against all persons, especially women and girls. This in whatever form it may take, whether human trafficking, domestic violence, accusation of witchcraft and resulting instant justice, child marriage, female genital mutilation, or sexual violence. All these must stop.
And let me end with this tragic one where the driver responsible for the fatal accident that claimed the lives of two former Chimota students, David Asante Boateng and Lilian Akoli, has been arrested according to family of the deceased or families. The arrest took place on March 7, followed a police chase on the night of the incident. Eyewitnesses reported the driver failed to stop after hitting the victims, leaving bystanders to rush them to the hospital. They arrived at the medical facility around 12:02 a.m. The two had taken part in the Achimota Bonfire Night, and were students of UPSA, being former students of Achimota School. Really sad story indeed. May their souls rest in peace. That's all we have time for the newspaper review segment. Coming up is the Citi Business News with Nashika Caesar.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Citi Business News coming up shortly, brought to you by EcoBank, and this is a really important announcement to all customers. Be extra vigilant and do not trust phone calls, text messages, or emails from people posing as EcoBank staff with the claim they want to assist you to update your details. Some of them even give the impression that EcoBank will be calling you to ask you your account and card details. All be lie. Now, here are a few things to remember. Bank account details can only be updated at an EcoBank branch. The EcoBank mobile app can only be upgraded at the App Store or the Play Store. Linking your Ghana card to your EcoBank account can be done at any EcoBank branch or online at ecobank.com. For more information, call 0800 003 225 toll free. Ahead of a busy budget week, Nashika Caesar is here with the Citi Business News. Good morning, Na.
Good morning, Bernard. Hello and welcome to the breakfast edition of the Citi Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goil and EcoBank. I'm Nashika Caesar. Coming up, Finance Minister Dr. Castle Atuforsen assures that 2025 budget will address Ghana's distressed economy. Also coming up, energy sector players keen to see how government addresses recurring power supply challenges in its 2025 budget statement scheduled for March 11. And later, Ghana Hoteliers Association advocate for the merging of multiple taxes into a single tax. We settle for the details of our stories now. Ghanaian businesses are expressing strong optimism about the new government economic policies, with 80% of respondents in the 2025 pre-budget survey by KPMG confident that the upcoming national budget will drive economic recovery. The survey engaged 233 businesses across 10 sectors, capturing their expectations and concerns ahead of the budget presentation. My colleague Emmanuel Opong has a wrap of the survey.
A major highlight of the survey is the overwhelming call for tax relief. More than half of respondents want the e-levy and COVID-19 levy abolished, arguing that these taxes stifle growth. However, eliminating these levies could create a revenue shortfall of 6.4 billion Ghana cedis. To address this, businesses are urging the government to explore alternative revenue sources, such as expanding the tax base to include the informal sector, reintroducing road tolls, and leveraging digital taxation in the e-commerce space. The survey also underscores the strong support for the proposed 24-hour economy, with 72% of respondents believing it could drive job creation and economic prosperity. To make this policy successful, businesses are calling for enhanced security, stable electricity supply, improved transport infrastructure, and tax incentives to support round-the-clock operations. Fiscal discipline remains a key concern, with businesses advocating for cuts in wasteful government spending, increased transparency in public procurement, and restructuring of loss-making state-owned enterprises. Respondents also emphasized the need for sustainability, with a focus on sustainable development goals such as decent work and economic growth, quality education, and poverty reduction. Additionally, there is growing demand for stronger action against illegal mining, with 50% of respondents calling for stricter government intervention.
That report was filed by Emmanuel Opong. Now, as the Finance Minister, Dr. Cassiel Atuforsen, prepares to present the 2025 budget on March 11, energy sector players are keen on how the government will address recurring power supply challenges. Their concerns come amid broader energy sector issues and plans to roll out the 24-hour economic policy. Daniel Sakiti has more in this report.
The government, upon assuming office, moved swiftly to prevent what it described as a looming power crisis, commonly referred to as doomsday. However, Recent power supply disruptions have reignited concerns among businesses and households about the state of the energy sector. Executive Director of the Center for Environmental Management and Sustainable Energy, Benjamin Nsia, points to the Electricity Company of Ghana's aging infrastructure as a critical issue.
Whenever there's a shortfall in generation compared to our demand, even in compared to the reserve margin, we call it doom zone. But for localized faults, they will continue to occur periodically because of the obsolete infrastructure in the system. So maybe your area may be facing challenges of localized faults due to obsolete infrastructure, especially distribution lines and also other bulk supply points, which are normally overloaded.
Policy lead for conventional energy at the Africa Center for Energy Policy, Kojo Yauche, is calling on the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission to provide clear answers on the root causes of the recent power disruptions. This comes at a crucial time as the government prepares to roll out its 24-hour economy policy, a move that will require a stable and efficient power supply to be successful.
I mean, we've heard this before when we know that definitely we are shedding load. So I think we should be calling on the regulator, the PULC, if the managers of the system say they are not shedding load, then they should come and explain why some communities are not having light.
Amidst these concerns, ASEP has welcomed the government's decision to construct a second gas processing plant, a move expected to enhance energy security and supply stability.
If you look at the economic cost of the gas that is being flared, and the fact that there are fuel supply challenges that we have to every now and then be going to liquid fuels, which are more expensive and also bad for the environment, then we have to quickly secure funding for that as well.
However, Ghana's energy sector continues to grapple with challenges, including mounting debt owed to independent power producers.
That was Daniel Sakiti with that report. Moving on, Treasury bill yields last week continued their sharp decline, averaging between 17% and 19%. This is the first time in 20 months that a Treasury bill has recorded this. Latest data from the Bank of Ghana shows that the 91-day yield dropped 307 basis points to 17.72%. The 182-day fell 401 basis points to 18.97%, and the 364-day declined 271 basis points to 18.98%, reflecting sustained pressure on rates. Despite this, the government once again surpassed the Treasury bill target, raising 6.22 billion Ghana cedis against a target of 5.74 billion Ghana cedis. This marked an 8.40% oversubscription. However, 4.1 billion Ghana cedi in bids were rejected. This indicates the Treasury's continued efforts to lower borrowing cost by filtering out high-priced offers. As borrowing cost ease, the Treasury looks to raise 8.26 billion Ghana cedis in the next auction. Now, some energy analysts are backing the call for the government to construct an additional gas processing plant. They argue that if that is completed in a timely manner, the initiative could help stabilize petroleum product prices in the country. The Minister of Energy and Green Transition, John Dinapo, has announced government plans to construct another gas processing plant to supplement the Atuabo gas processing plant, which has been burdened with increasing power demand. In an interview with Citi Business News, Benjamin Nsia, Executive Director of the Center for Environmental Management and Sustainable Energy, commended the government for the initiative.
This processing plant, if we are able to finish it or complete it within a specified period, will go a long way to stabilize prices of petroleum products and ensure that WACO, which is the weighted cost of gas, becomes very cheaper to what we are getting today. Because if you look at the weighted cost of gas in Nigeria, because they have abundance of natural gas, it's far, far cheaper compared to what Ghana we are using in pricing our end user tariff. So we mean that if as a country, we are flaring 17% of our natural gas and also injecting huge amount or huge volumes of this natural gas into the wells. Tapping them as a natural resource to power energy sector is critical and is very key to our industrial and also economic growth.
You had there Benjamin Insia, who is Executive Director of the Center for Environmental Management and Sustainable Energy. Now, the Ghana Hoteliers Association is calling for the consolidation of multiple taxes, including the National Health Insurance Levy, VAT, and the Get Fund levy into a single tax for the hospitality industry. The association argues that the current tax structure, coupled with rising inflation, foreign exchange volatility, and high utility tariffs, is putting immense pressure on hotel businesses. As the government prepares to present the 2025 budget, the industry is urging policymakers to address these economic challenges to ensure stability and growth.
We've made our points very clear over the years, so we want to see something on taxes and levies, hopefully reduced, hopefully some taken out as promised by the government. We also want to see that there are measures in place to deal with the economic environment which affects our business, talking about inflation, foreign exchange, and then talking about utility tariffs as well. If any of these things are dealt in a manner that will show some positive signs that it's going to allow our businesses to flourish, why not? We'll be very happy. We have been pushing for a consolidation of the taxes, that for the hotel industry, we have just one tax that consolidates VAT, consolidates Get Fund, consolidates NHIL, and all that. We don't know if that is possible now, but that will be pushed. But at the end of the day, if any projections that will come lower than what we have now, it will serve as well, and we'll be happy about that.
Dr. Edward Akanyamike is president of the Ghana Hoteliers Association. Now let's have a quick market check on the currency board across some forex bureaus. The dollar is going for 15 cedis, 70 pesos, while the British pound is going for 19 cedis, 50 pesos, and the euro for 16 cedis, 20 pesos. Remember that these are the rates being offered by the forex bureaus to the public. And that's it for the breakfast edition of the Citi Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, Coil, and EcoBank. I'm Nashika Caesar. Many thanks for your company. Do you have a great business day?
Every day, people have money emergencies. Ma, I need my school fees. Mommy chop money. Ratchet, mommy my rent. Emergency, emergency. Now, there's a new emergency number in town. More money, challenge and enjoyment. At the top life we got. Dial star 770 hash for money emergencies and chop life.
For emergency access to your bank accounts, transfers, utility payments, loans, and more. Dial star 770 hash. Bank on the go even without data with EcoBank's short code for digital banking. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
$12:57, kickoff is here with Gabby Effect. Kickoff is proudly brought to you by Shell and Le Shell. Shell says from planning date nights to making your kids happy with the little toys, latest toys and ice cream, these seemingly little things make all the difference in creating lasting memories. Good times start at Shell, where you can fill up on more than just fuel. Fill up on love, laughter, and sumptuous bites and treats from our partner vendors. Juicy chickens, filling burgers, snacks, a space to just unwind. We've got them all while you enjoy yourself with your family and friends. Your car can also get the love it deserves at Shell's service station and wash bay. It's one roof for everything. Visit Shell today. Shell, go well. The Lasheho Donkomi campaign has come to you because you deserve financial peace of mind. Life comes with financial challenges, but with Lasheho, you don't have to face them alone. From now until April 30, 2025, we've reduced our interest rates just for you. Whether it's education, rent, or unexpected expenses, we've got the right loan to meet your needs. Simply WhatsApp or call Nana on 0270 040 799 or 0270 040 733. Let's make life easier together. Act now before the offer ends. T's and C's apply. Let's share whole. Let's improve life.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Nice bit of turning there, and Declan Rice equalises for Arsenal. He scores at the Stratford end and tells the Manchester United fans to counter.
And Gabby Offer, he joins me in the studio. Who is this commentator? They often sound very dramatic when they do that.
It's energy.
It's excitement.
Energy.
And Gabby Offer, what's up in kickoff?
You know, you can actually listen to them and get goosebumps.
Okay.
Depending on which side you belong
It depends on what you like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Declan Rice's equalizer denied Manchester United boss Ruben Amorim a much-needed win, but Arsenal's 4-3 in Premier League title challenge suffered another damaging blow in that 1-0 draw at Old Trafford. We'll get into what happened on match week 28, plus tell you what also happened in the Ghana Premier League as well.
And it's Kwame Opoku who walked to it, scored twice against Vision FC, did against Medium, against Bibieri, and at the same, Kwame Opoku makes it 2 for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. It's party upon party in a Garden City.
All right, so Kotoko returning to the league with a 2-0 win over Legon Cities at the Babayara Sports Stadium in the Ghana Premier League. We'll get into that plus some other stories. I am Gabi Ofe, and we're on the wings of Zonda GH and shall go on. Also, Lasheho, let's improve life. Alright, so let's get into today's update and starting off with this. Where Accra Hatterfolk have been charged by the Ghana Football Association's disciplinary committee for allegedly allowing unauthorized individuals into the safe zone. Now, the incident reportedly took place during their 2-0 victory over Young Apostles on Saturday night. That game was played at the Legon Stadium. And according to the GFA, or what we know is that the safe zone is a restricted area meant to ensure the safety of players, officials, and other accredited personnel during matches. And unauthorized access can lead to significant security concerns. Now, the GFA say they have given Accra Hatterfolk until Tuesday, March 11, 2025 to respond to the charges. But on the pitch, Hatterfolk were 2-0 winners over Young Apostles. The win took them to the top of the table for a brief moment. Abubakar Ouattara, who is the head coach for the team, was asked about the team's chances of winning the title this season.
Do you still believe you're going to win the Ghana Premier League 2024-2025 season?
I can give you this reply on the 8th June. Let's just talk on the 8th June.
Okay, on the 8th of June. Now, your next game against Dreams FC right here at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium. What should we expect, Coach Ouattara?
It's another tough game. Another tough game we are coming. We are prepared ourselves to meet that good and nice team, the Dreams. Don't forget last year, Dreams played semi-final of Confederation Cup, and you have a lot of experience, a lot of their good players, and my good friend Karim Zito also, is very tactician.
All right, so that's Accra Hatterfolk's head coach Abubakar Ouattara speaking after the 2-0 win over Legon Cities. We'll take you into Kumasi at the Barra Sports Stadium. Kotoko Mark Dia returned to the league with a 2-0 victory over bottom side Legon Cities. The league was halted for 33 days following the death of the club's staunch fan, Francis Frimpong-Pole, due to hooliganism, and was laid to rest on March 6. Kotoko held a banner with the inscription, "Forever in our heart." Let's get some reaction in here from the club's head coach, Prosper Natelgum.
We've spoken to them, and we've tried as much as possible to ensure that every game we play, we honor our dear brother. Because anywhere we go, whether in Kumasi here or we are on the road, he's the first to welcome us to the venue. So we are all determined. That was why you saw it today. Everybody is determined because we can't go through this pain and also play as if there's nothing at stake. If we do that, it means we've not been fair to our brother.
All right, so that's Kotoko's head coach, Prosper Nate Ogum, speaking there. Staying in Kumasi, we get some reaction from some of the supporters who were at the Babara Sports Stadium. They touched on the security presence at the venue and the football displayed by Kotoko.
I see that's a very nice idea because safety measures are the most important thing that we are supposed to adhere to. You understand? Now, we don't know where those weapons and other things are going to come from. So, I mean, bottom of what is the most important thing that we are supposed to do. So, what's happening today, when we continue practicing it, it's going to help us a lot.
Only the Friday and then the Saturday to promote the match. On the domina, but all the same, good. And I'm trying for being so you say if you are security at stadium, if you are at the incentive event, and now about script, so you're perfect. All the ball, no joke, spectators will be on the big camera.
All right, so that's some Kotoko fans speaking right there, essentially touching on the security presence at the Barra Sports Stadium and Kotoko's 2-0 win over Legon City. In Takwa, Media Messi Ibrahim Tanko made it 2 wins out of 2 in the Premier League with a 3-1 win over Bichim United at the TNA Stadium. Media are now 5th on the table, while Bichim dropped to 7th on the table. Here's Media Messi head coach Ibrahim Tanko.
We have a very good game against a very good organized team. And I think in the first half, we should have scored 2 or 3 goals more. But I think in the end, it's a deserved win for us. Well, I think we have almost full house. And like you said, all the players are on board. So definitely, and we train also. We have time to train together for a week. So I think it's part of the reason why we had a very good game today, because all of them who played did very well. And I think it's very, very good for us that all of them are on board. So definitely it's going to be a good season for us.
All right, so that's Media Mess head coach Ibrahim Tanko speaking there. Well, Hearts of Lions were held to 1-0 draw by Vision FC at the near J. Kraku II Sports Complex. Steven Amankona start for Brecum Chelsea in their big win over Accra Lions. Amankona scored all 3 goals for Samuel Body's men as they recorded a 3-1 win over last season's league runners-up. Dreams FC and the Giant FC played out a goalless draw at the Tuba Astro Turf. So that's it with the Ghana Premier League, which returned over the weekend. Well, taking into the Premier League, and Declan Rice's powerful strike gave Arsenal a point at Manchester United, but did little to help their pursuit of pacesetters Liverpool. Arsenal dominated their opening 45 minutes at Old Trafford, but lacked any cutting edge and were punished in the first half stoppage time when United captain Bruno Fernandes killed a 25-yard free kick pass a badly positioned David Raya in goal. Here's what Arsenal's Declan Rice had to say.
Yeah, I think so. I think in the first half, some beautiful bits of play, just didn't have that clinical cutting edge. And then second half, we've done things that we've not done all season. You know, we was very naive in the last 10 minutes and could have easily have handed the game to Man United because, you know, they've got that individual quality and threat. And like I said, we've done things that we haven't done all season, and it was a bit of stupidity from us. But look, to get back in the game, to score and to keep pushing, you know, we had another chance with Martin at the end. It was a real end-to-end game, and it's probably a fair point in the end.
Arsenal's Declan Rice speaking after the 1-0 draw. On the part of United, here's their head coach Ruben Amorim.
Well, Ruben, your thoughts on your team and their efforts today?
I think we did well. Of course, we don't want to play like this, defending so much and giving the ball to the opponent. But with all the games, with all the problems, and then the characteristics of the players, try to leave Lindelof, for example, without games, trying to let him without a lot of meters to cover. Casemiro is more comfortable in this kind of game, so I try to adapt and to imagine the game that we could win, and we proved that today.
United's Ruben Amorim speaking there after the 1-0 draw against Arsenal. Early on at Stamford Bridge, Chelsea moved back into the top four as Marco Correa's second half strike secured a scrappy win against Leicester City at Stamford Bridge. It was Correa's fifth goal of the season and second in successive league games after netting against Southampton.
Just tell us about your battle with Saka. Feels like we've seen quite a few of those over the last few seasons, and perhaps most people would agree you got the better of him today.
No, I think he's a top player. We play like a lot of times in front of each other, but I think he's big respect. I think he's a top player, so I try to do my work. I think he wants to do his work, so it's a good battle, and hopefully we can do more of this.
Chelsea's Marco Correa speaking there. Well, some of the results: substitutes Son Heung-min scored a late penalty as Tottenham came from 2 goals down to secure a draw against Bournemouth. That game ended 2-2. On Saturday, Kelly Hudson-Odoi scored a late second half goal to end Nottingham Forest, a crucial win over fellow champion league hopefuls Manchester City at the City Ground. Mohamed Salah scored 2 penalties as Liverpool came from behind to beat rock bottom Southampton for a second time this season and move 16 points clear at the top of the table. Later today at the London Stadium is West Ham United taking on Newcastle United at 8 p.m. and there's live radio commentary on 97.3 from our partners TalkSport. So do join us at 7:30 for the very latest from the London Stadium. Taking into Spain, and Madrid moved level on points with leaders Barcelona after they narrowly beat rival Vallecano. Atletico Madrid lost to Getafe by 2-1. In the Italian Serie A, Romelu Lukaku started Napoli's win over Fiorentina's Antonio Conte's side remained a point behind leaders Inter in Serie A. On the part of Inter, they came from 2 goals down to claim a dramatic 3-2 win against Monza at the San Siro. Atalanta trashed Juventus by 4-0 to remain third and move 6 points clear at fourth place side. In tennis, Novak Djokovic suffered his third straight defeat to Botic van de Zandschulp after losing 6-2, 3-6, 6-1 to the world number 85. That's the very latest in the world of sport. For more, you can head to citysportsonline.com, and on X, you can find us at City Sports JT. Kickoff was proudly brought to you by Zonda GH, Shell, Go Well, and Lesheho. Let's improve life. I am Gabi Ofe. Enjoy the rest of your day. Do take care of yourself, and bye-bye.
There are some classy celebrations that calls for whipping out your favorite China sets. Same goes for your luxury vehicle. Just any engine oil won't do. Premium understands premium best. The new Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP is the one for your premium car. It's a fully synthetic motor oil designed using the Shell Pure Plus technology. Prevents dirt buildup with exceptional cleaning power, leaving your pistons cleaner than a whistle, up to 50% more than the industry standard, and gives you stronger, long-lasting engine performance. So, if you want your classic car to run smoothly like a Ferrari for years to come, use the Shell Helix Ultra SP020 made for premium. Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP, designed for ultimate engine performance.
Services, innovative financial solutions. We deliver on our promise, cause we are number one. Let's share go, we improve your life. Let's share go, let's share go, hey mama, hey mama, hey mama. Even when you're stuck with nothing, no matter your situation, let's share go, we improve your life. Let's share go, hey, let's share go, hey, let's share go, hey mama, hey mama, hey mama. Let's share go, we improve your life.
Join Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Yafini gave us the vibe. Now, Insurance Chile makes you thrive.
Yes, so it's time to enjoy, Charlie. Buy or renew your motor insurance and boom! Free fuel coupons and airtime for your sweat. Who don't like enjoyment?
From January to June 2025, Enterprise Insurance gives you more reasons to smile on the road. Insure today and enjoy free fuel coupons for your car and airtime for your phone.
Free fuel? Airtime too? Hey, Enterprise Insurance, always your advantage.
Insure not Chile. It's simple. Insure and enjoy. Ready to secure your peace of mind and experience the fastest claims payment? Visit any of our branches or agency outlets nationwide. Connect with your insurance broker or enjoy the convenience of buying your insurance online through the Enterprise Advantage app today. Terms and conditions apply. Enterprise, your advantage.
With the recent increase in electricity tariffs and fuel prices, power, although unreliable, has become expensive, and owning a noisy generator becomes a headache rather than luxury. For an affordable and durable electricity solution, you need to go solar with Translight. Feel the independence, experience the comfort, and be productive. Translight Solar. Wherever there is sunlight, there is Translight. Think solar. Think Translight. Locate us at 98 Boundary Road, East Legon, in between ARS and the American House at the White House bus stop. Visit our website at translightsolar.com. Call us on 0504-249-229 or 0206-542-454 or reach us through email info@translightsolar.com.
From back in the day, when Afro hair was trending and children had to queue to play Kojo's video game, Fun Milk was always irresistible. Today, it's an after-school source of refreshment. For you stuck in traffic and for us looking to cool off under the sun, the invitation is always that sound. So, whatever your choice, Fun Milk quality products keeps you cool and refreshed. Fun Milk triggers so much fun and excitement with just a blast of a horn. Fun Milk, spreading joy to everyone. This advert is FDA approved.
Where do your hopes and dreams take flight? The money you've earned, the future shining bright. At Petra, we're not just here for your retirement plan. We are here for the life you've imagined and then some. From your child's education to your dream home's door, we'll help you achieve what you're striving for. Petra is here, steady and strong. Your wealth in safe hands, where it belongs. With investments that grow at rates that compete, we build your future with every heartbeat. That's Petra, your partner. Come joy or strife, guiding you toward the dreams that define your life. For your pensions, investments, loans, and more, visit our website at petraonline.com or call 0242 435037. Petra, achieve more.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The City Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Unleashing the power of relevant radio. This is City 97.3. power of relevant radio. This is City 97.1.
6:35 on the City Breakfast Show. Couple of quick birthday requests coming through. What's your pick for the morning? Lots of different stories that have come up on the show today. We also received a very interesting letter from a listener. We'll be reading that shortly. But let's do a few happy birthday greetings today, Monday the 10th. Today is special to us. Both of us share same birthday, 10th March. And we got married same date 9 years ago. We thank God for how far He's brought us. Engineer Patrick Joe Akefi Odum, aka Uncle Joe of Emmanuel Methodist Church, and Mrs. Hilda Akefi Odum, aka Lady or Lady. So happy 9th wedding anniversary. Happy birthday to you both. This is to wish Entry Ajay or the Entry Ajay twins, Emmanuel and Eunice, a happy 40th birthday. May God bless you both from on all fronts. Enjoy your new age from Echo and Marjorie Kwanzaa. Happy birthday to Sesi Ajokbodo. We wish you God's abundant blessings all the days of your life, from Ewenam, Esinam, Eduji, and Nunya to Sesi Ajokbodo. Happy birthday to Godfrey Kofi Amu, aka Chino. Have a wonderful birthday from the You Never Walk Alone family, Ghana members. Godfrey Kofi. Is it Chino or Chino? I'm not really sure now. And to Priscilla Baba Wilson of Calbank. So 7:35 on the City Breakfast Show. I don't know why I said 6:35. Charlie, the whole thing is just confusing. Happy birthday to my good friend Atu Texan, MC Extraordinaire. Oh yes, formerly of GBC, formerly of Choice FM. Now the director at R&M Events. He is my Galamsey partner, the good version. Worrying stories on Galamsey all throughout, in the Western region and the Western North in particular. Stories coming up over the weekend. Really sad story of the death of two young UPSA students, former students of Achimoto School, knocked down by what is now being reported as a hit and run driver. Now when you listen to the family members of the victims, they're saying that the driver said he was speeding to report himself to a police station because he was afraid he would be beaten. But the question is, if you knock somebody down, isn't the best thing to do to stop and send them to the hospital?
Exactly.
You know, because the passers by were those who got the victims to the hospital somewhere around midnight. Yeah. And this occurred pretty late around the Achimota area. And we don't have a full breakdown of what happened, so we're not able to speculate on what caused this, but this happened in the night. Yeah. So you presume there were visibility issues possibly. And then speeding is always an issue in Ghana. Mm-hmm. Lack of street lights is always an issue in Ghana, and that type of thing. And until we start in enforcing the law on speed limits, these stories will continue. Yeah. People speed, and I think the mechanism for detecting speeding and punishing people who speed has not been fully put in place. So
this reminds me of the article, Everything in Ghana Will Kill You.
Oh my God.
From the road to the person behind the motorbike, the quality of the infrastructure, the human behavior. Sometimes at night you're driving, it's not lit, and someone just crosses and you're like, oh my God, you know, the person is not in very colorful clothes, so dark clothes you don't see too well. And then the speed too is always an issue. So it's a cocktail of every issue that's always coming up. It's like Ghana is always after your life.
No, there has to be, you know, a more I think what we need to do on the media is to mount a sustained campaign.
Yeah.
I think we've mounted campaigns on things that have turned out to have national attention, and I think I need to credit the news center, because Elvis always publishes the statistics, but because they are just numbers. They don't really tell the story. So for me, one of the things journalists are supposed to do is to make what is significant interesting. Okay, and let me explain that. So one of the values of having journalism and media is that there are lots of important issues, but if you don't make it interesting, it doesn't get people's attention. So for example, instead of just reporting that 2 people from Achimota school who are going to UPSA had been killed, you need to humanize the story. Who were they? Who are their friends? Who are their parents? What were their dreams? What had they posted on social media about what they wanted to achieve in life? Now, if you read the news center, they always tell you maybe within the past year, X number of people have been killed by road crashes and Y number of people have been maimed. If we started doing profiling, okay, school kids, market women, mothers, and then we go into the effects of road crashes on families, how people whose loved ones died by road crashes have had to have their life altered by the road crash, okay, the length of time it takes to secure a conviction, the quackery in the driving school system, the loopholes in the DVLA system that allows people who can't properly see to even drive, how to acquire a driver's license without, do you understand what I'm saying? Then, because for every issue of this magnitude, there are the 3 main E's. There's the enforcement, there's the engineering, and there's the education. So the enforcement is the police, the courts. The education is the Road Safety Commission. Indeed, the enforcement includes the DVLA, the police and the courts. They enforce the rules. Then there's the engineering. So the way the roads are built. Do we have the infrastructure on the roads to prevent speeding? Do we have speed limiters in some vehicles? Do we have proper street lights? Are the cars ready for our roads? Do you get it? I feel like those 3 issues need to be pushed further. And until we make the issue of road crashes a national conversation which demands that, like we've pushed Galamsey to a point where, this week I was following somebody who said the president has given 3 big speeches since he took over. His inauguration speech, his State of the Nation address, and some other speech, I don't remember. And the person says that on all those 3, the president didn't say much about Galamsey. Now, this is because we've pushed Galamsey to a national level where now the absence of commentary on Galamsey is in itself a story. That the president's speech was good, but he didn't say anything about Galamsey. Why? Because Galamsey is really important that he deals with. Then his State of the Nation address, he said precious little about it. Okay. Now, I think the media needs to, or we collectively need to find new ways of telling the same old story. Because look at the girls who were killed by the young man driving at East Legon. This is, I think, early in the year, if not late last year. I'm not really sure. Late last year. Their lives were just cut short. These are teenagers. All right. Then you have 2 fresh students at UPS who just left Achimota school. And they were just killed. We don't know the circumstance, and we may never even know. That's the other problem. So there are 2 problems. The fact that we don't even know enough about how they died. What we are told is that they were knocked by a hit-and-run driver. Should there not be a certain rule around public inquiries into these matters, or some disclosure? Like the police simply say we are investigating, then that's it. It's almost like if I'm a policeman, you can simply say, oh, we are investigating, and everybody forgets it. You get it? I don't know if there's any public record of this driver and whether he'll be prosecuted, what driving school he went to, does he have a proper driving license? Do you get it? Like it's almost like the system is just trying to punish the driver for killing the girls without even trying to trace why would a driver of a vehicle like this knock down 2 girls at this time of the night and not stop. Is it that he couldn't drive well? Could he not see? Was it the road? Is he just a bad person? Was he drunk? Does he have a proper license? Where did he go to? You understand? Like there must be a full inquest. And then that inquest will say, okay, maybe we are seeing too many substandard driving schools, and I'm just giving a speculative example,
Sure.
springing up. So maybe to reduce road crashes, let's improve the quality of our driving schools, as an example. Or we have too many rickety vehicles on the road. You get, we don't. There's no reflective policy making on road crashes. All we do is report, and I blame the media too. All we do is report. Oh, 2 girls have been killed. We go to the funeral, they cry. We talk to 1 or 2 people. DVLA comes to say something. Then we go back to normal life. There has to be more a different approach. You get, because I have people I know whose lives have been altered because somebody in their family was killed on a road crash. Some couldn't pay school fees anymore. They couldn't go to university because of road crash. Breadwinners are killed young. It's a very serious thing, and it's one of the. In fact, road crashes kill more people in Ghana than most diseases. And yet, there's no rage. There's no discussion in detail. There's no policy reform. There's no culpability. It's troubling.
But
it's troubling.
Police MTTD, I want to believe, are responsible for safety and compliance on our roads, if that's correct.
Yes.
Over the weekend, one stopped me and asked for my license. I gave it to him and he said, oh, my license was going to expire the next day. After I took the license, it's something that will expire in 2027.
So you didn't even see it well.
You didn't see well, right? And then you ask yourself, so all the other checks that you do on the road, it's to what end? You're struggling to find a scientific thing they are trying to check on the roads that will enhance the safety and the movement of people. If something like this has happened, I'm sure first of all, those who will do some investigation, cordon of the area will be, yes, there'll be crime scene investigators from the police head office. They will be there, but police MTTD, this is within the remit of the police. So while I take the point that we need to be telling these stories in a more compelling manner that will make people see how important these are. So what were the facts? We've seen the Salifou Amoako case. It's been in court, it's going back and forth, and people are losing their attention, yes. So the media has a role to keep these things important and in the faces of the people. But what are we going to learn from this tragedy? Like the Salifou Amoako thing, have we decided to do anything on speeding in particular? Because we've seen that some people or someone has lost their life along the East Legon due to reckless driving over speeding. What have we learned from East Legon? Nothing. What has changed after East Legon? What has changed about how we drive, about how we even use our roads? Because if you also look at our pedestrian walkway, as you said, there's the engineering point, so that where human beings are supposed to be walking, people have heaped stuff there, or people are selling, or people have parked cars there. So then as a motorist or as a driver, you have to compete between navigating your way on the road, your right of way, and then managing pedestrians who might just jump at you, or motorbikes in particular who are always on your blind side. There is that. I don't think we've learned anything from the East Legon tragedy, unfortunately.
But let me ask,
we have
why do you think it's the police more? Don't you think it's more the road safety authorities collectively? Because you see, a road crash, the police come in after, the DVLA and the Road Safety Commission before. Do you understand? So I feel like on the preventive side of accidents, the police can come and do an investigation to say this is why the person died. But if the person is driving without a proper license or proper training, people have a very bad driving culture in Ghana. Like this weekend, a motorbike crosses you, all right, and the guy's right insulting you.
Yeah.
It's almost like, for me, I'll ask him somebody like, is it like, am I blind or am I mad? Like this guy crossed me. He didn't even show his indicator, and he was rather like, So I I feel like there's a lot of, the system is lax. I'll give an example.
Yeah.
How did I start wearing glasses? So I finished university, and then I go to a driving school to start learning how to drive. And then they do a test of my eye, and they say, bro, with this kind of eye you have, you can't get a driver's license. So you need to go do a proper
eye test.
Because they said before you part of the examination process, you need to do an eye test. Okay. Now I was 22 years old, and apparently I was myopic, so I wear glasses. Fair enough. Now there are probably 700,000 or more trotro drivers in Ghana. I've never seen a trotro driver wear glasses in my life.
I haven't seen one.
Now think about this.
Yeah.
Most trotro drivers are aged between say 24 to say 45 or 50. The average Ghanaian of that age, whether in a school as a teacher, as a doctor, a nurse, they wear glasses. Yet, you never see trotro drivers wear glasses. So does it mean that all trotro drivers can see well? Whilst the three of us in this studio are all wearing glasses. My boss Samens wears glasses. Yeah. Sometimes Godfred wears glasses. Sometimes Sky wears glasses.
Every space, almost everyone.
So the question you need to ask yourself is, with such a social fact that the average put in place does not enforce wearing of glasses. I mean, you need to do something with these facts.
I just did a quick search, and apparently 30% of people are myopic in the world.
Good.
So
30% of people. So let's even say that 30% of children. I'm yet to see even Uber drivers. You get it. So my point is, if your streets are dark,
some other figures say 22%. So let's say 20 to 30%. So we should have at least.
Okay. Have you ever seen a trotro or taxi driver wear glasses in your life?
I think maybe I've seen a taxi driver.
No, for the taxi drivers, yes.
One or
the
two.
Trotro, I've not seen any. I think that there must be some outrage. These two precious lives must not go without anything happening. You know, there must be some outrage. The transport minister must sit urgently. There must be an emergency meeting. Someone at the transport ministry must be engaging someone at the road safety authority. Someone in parliament must be raising urgent questions about how our streets, our roads are becoming a very easy way to death for young people and young.
I think
it doesn't make sense.
I think we need a campaign. If you don't, this is the way I see it. In Ghana, the tail wags the dog because there are lots of priorities. Generally, our political culture is one of avoiding shame. So if something is, if the media raises public sentiment against something, it becomes fashionable to be seen to be fighting it. This is the way I see governance in Ghana. So whether it's Galamsey or whatever it is, if the media keeps talking about it, everybody jumps on board. That's the way people work.
But that's the unfortunate part of it because
hold
on.
on. I'm trying to get a solution. Sure. I'm not trying to.
I get you.
What I'm saying is that you know that in Ghana, if you don't consistently talk about something on air, and the media give it mileage, it will probably not get the attention it requires because a lot of our leaders are into the showmanship of leadership generally. So they do an inspection, they carry media, like even today. Ghana Water Company, they've gone to inspect. Like everybody wants to show you that they are working, so they move around and do whatever. So it's not like there's a plan. For some they are, but for most it's more like they need media validation to show what they are doing. Okay. Now, part of that is also we also have not. If you say there's no rage, some of the rage can be media occasion because you see, the media is a public sphere. Is what gets put on the table that people process. Okay, so. Look, this week we're talking about budget, economic forum. People talk about the economy, whatever. There are some issues that people generally feel strongly about, but there are many issues that if the media does not consistently drive it, it will not get. Because you see, as I said, this Achimota old students who died is another statistic until you humanize the story. If you don't create the story around the story, it's not going to go anywhere. Because if you say 25% of people who die in road crashes are aged between this age, they are X number. It doesn't mean anything to anybody.
And I think maybe you have a point that maybe too many people die from road crashes. That is not even a story anymore.
Yes.
Because I read a UN report that in our part of the world, especially, most people die in traffic accidents is because they've been knocked down.
Yeah.
So it's more common. It's so common that I think it's even the type of thing that is when it's setting people. I think you hear more when some university students have died
or
something like specific people.
A lot more happen in the dark.
Because it's very common. Because remember we spoke about them. There was a school. Which school was it? Collego, no?
Yeah.
Was it that the school you spoke about a few weeks ago that their security man or something was hit on his bicycle? People get hit all the time. Pedestrians and people on these side, they get hit all the time. And I think we have a problem with the way our roads are because it shouldn't be happening like that.
I actually think it's a consequence of bad governance, and I need to explain. You see, generally in a society, when the quality of governance generally determines the quality of life. Do you get it? So whether it's health, education, road safety, whatever, if governance is functioning in a way that there's consequence for misconduct and there's reward for good behavior, things generally get better. Now, what tends to happen in Ghana is that a lot of people cut corners when it comes to driving. So, for example, the driving license exam, you have to be literate to write it. Generally, a lot of people who drive commercially may not be highly literate. So they find a sub-economy around licensing. That's not to say only throttle drivers drive bad. Even educated people in town also drive bad. But there's a culture of bad driving in the country, which, because governance institutions are weak and corrupt, are not able to prevent. Now, you cannot. When I was in the UK, I have a friend who was supposed to get a driver's license. The person drives well in Ghana. Charlie, the number of times this person failed the UK driving test, and the seriousness with which they prepared for they had a name for it, MOT. It was crazy. But here, it's almost like you can have somebody who can even speak right. He's driving for 30 years. How did he get his license? How did he even go through the exam? How does he interpret the driving signs? You get it? So if you don't have quality institutions that oversee sectors of society, you come up with these kinds of things. And then number two, the culture is like, oh, and yes, like there's no accountability.
It is God that gives.
Okay, so I really believe we have to do something about it. We have to decide as a media house to say, look, this culture of road crashes, we need a road crash monitor. In fact, the Ghana Police Service have a room where they have security cameras on every major traffic intersection. So they actually can give you an inventory of road crashes per day if they wanted to. What do they use that for?
They do MTTD reports every year about the number of accidents, people who've died.
And what did they use it for?
I've not seen it in a while, but they were doing it.
There must be the prevent. I think the example you're citing earlier is the Odogono.
Yes,
senior high school. But it's interesting because this reminds me of my project to work in Legon. I was looking at the knowledge of trotro drivers in reading road signs.
This is geography and resource development.
Yes, many of them.
Human geography.
Yes, many of them cannot interpret road signs properly.
The knowledge of trotro drivers for road signs.
And this was Medina Trotro Station. You can go there and ask them. Just show them the road signs. Ask them.
But yet they all have driver's license.
They are driving. They are moving people from Accra to different parts of the city. And
what percentage could interpret the road?
20%.
1/5.
Yes.
So 80% didn't know.
Do you understand? And I didn't even consider the eyeglasses kind of.
You just did the road sign interpretation.
Just the road sign interpretation because it influences how you drive. If you're getting to a curve, you should know you cannot overtake. You should know the speed limit.
What do the lines even mean?
You understand whether.
I'll even give you an example. I was behind a truck. You see when you're coming up and you turn just before the palace. See the more like the road when you get to Flower Pot, it's kind of splits into two.
Yeah.
So this truck was kind of in the road. He was telling me to overtake him. If you know the way that road is, and if you turn right, there's no broken line, so you can't overtake. There's like
a firm.
Yeah, so it means you
a
can't
bold
overtake.
line. Yeah, but the
guy is telling me overtake.
How do you overtake?
But you see, because he's wasting time in the road doing God knows what. He thinks that he's being fair to me, say, "Oh, overtake me." So he's trying to help me.
But it's okay.
But I'm thinking to myself, bro, there's no
the
broken line.
The lines mean something.
I now need to get to the broken line before I can, because you're not supposed to go over that.
But you know the funny thing though. So here we are complaining that a driver doesn't understand what the broken line is. On the other hand, we don't even have any lines on some roads. So like on the beach road, there's no line.
In fact, when you now go to that roundabout and turn up, there's no, after you cross a certain part, then the road lines are gone.
So Caleb, let's to summarize before we go for our first break. I think I want us to consider.
Bernard, I actually want to say something else just before you go on. I think also pedestrians. I think part of it's also our road infrastructure that doesn't help pedestrians. So they're also crossing at certain points on the road which don't help.
Jaywalking.
Because for me, you look at a road sometimes, like there's not enough zebra crossings on the road. So they are crossing at any and all points. And it can become a problem because if you and two people are driving and one person decides to stop.
And the other person doesn't stop, you can still kill somebody.
It can be a problem. So I think the road infrastructure should help pedestrians, because I don't blame pedestrians, because I don't want to walk 1 kilometer before I cross the road if I'm walking. That's not fair on the pedestrian.
We'll come back and deal with more of this. But one of the things I feel we should start doing, and I want to encourage listeners to do, is to send us personal stories on road crashes, all right? Because I think the media needs to humanize the story. Don't forget, one of the principles of journalism is to make the significant interesting. And sometimes the way we tell our stories determines how society reacts to this. And I think it's well within our alley to do a lot more on road crashes than simply reporting the statistics. So maybe from today, you guys in the newsroom as well, your stories. To be fair, what's his name? Ayana, what's his name? The guy who did the story.
Manuel.
Ayana. He actually spoke to the family, and his story was beyond the report. So I will deal with that story when I come back from the break. I'll deal with that story, but I really want I want listeners, for us to have a more meaningful conversation about road crashes, understand why it's so pervasive, and what we can do to reduce it as a campaign. Let's bring you, before that though, tech and social media trends, and it's brought to us by First Bank and
Telecel. First Bank says if you're sending money to Gambia, Guinea, Liberia, Nigeria, and Sierra Leone, it's never been this easy, convenient, and exciting. Through the Pan-African Payment and Settlement Systems, perhaps you can send and receive money from the Gambia, Guinea, Liberia, Nigeria, Sierra Leone in minutes for business and personal purposes. You need to visit any of our branches across the country with your cash, and your money is transferred. To receive money, you will need a First Bank Ghana account. It's one way we put you first. For more information on the Pan-African Payment and Settlement Systems, please call 0596 921 921. Tech and Social is also brought to you by Telecel, connecting energies.
All right, so Graham will tell us what's trending.
Well, first and number one is Kali J space. Okay. So the finance minister was on a X or Twitter space, you know. He decided to talk with young people about their expectations for the budget, and a lot of people tune into the space naturally, because it's like this was a pre-budget briefing where the finance minister got to talk with Twitter users and that kind of stuff. So I think a lot of people are very interested in the space. So I'm sure it was recorded, so I'm sure you can go and listen to it later if you've not had the chance. So yes, of course. And you know how it is, there's always a lot of football, but we'll get into that a bit later. We'll talk about some of the other things that are trending. JB Dankwa is trending. So yes, so former President Kufuor has spoken about his great uncle, I believe. Is that the relation? Yes, and there's been a lot of controversy about JB Dankwa. I think because he died, the death of his anniversary was 60 years ago. And so there's lots of controversy about how he was treated, whether he was treated fairly, whether he's being remembered properly, and all of that kind of stuff. So very interesting conversation. So it just shows how, you know, someone who was very important in our what's the word I'm looking for, independence struggle at that time, and how he's being remembered now, and how things can change. Because it's like, if you think about it, probably in 1966 after the coup, maybe JB Dankwa was being remembered more fondly than Kwame Nkrumah at that time, but now things have changed. So I think it's very interesting how legacies can change with time. So I think this JB Dankwa discourse is what's the word I'm looking for? It's a snapshot into how things can change with the years.
Yep.
And KNUST is trending.
Yeah, man.
Yes, unfortunately, a student died.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Again?
Yes, exactly. She was. I believe the story was she wasn't feeling too well. She went home and then she passed away. So now people are kind of saying that.
This is different from the lady who was allegedly killed by the boyfriend.
Different one.
Completely different story.
Yes. So it's like it's become another thing that why is all these things happening to KNUST. So some people have even started asking the vice chancellor to rethink their position. It's you know how these things are. People are very emotional and upset about their things. And then yes, but the football. So Manchester United Arsenal was the big match of the weekend. They ended the weekend. So of course David Raya is in the trend. He made a lot of big saves. Bruno Fernandes, is he the worst player in the world? Is he the best player in the world? You don't know what you're going to do.
He's the best player in the West team.
Yeah, so Bruno Fernandes is also in the trends. Højlund is in the trends. He's looking very lacking confidence and that kind of stuff. Then you have some other matches. Cole Palmer is also trending. He's been struggling a bit with his form. He's not scored in a while. So that's the tech and social media trends. So let me get to the tech news. So in tech news, so let's talk about Bitcoin again.
Okay.
As always, Bitcoin is in the news, and Bitcoin has had a slight fall again. So Bitcoin is now down to 81,000 per coin. So if you remember, a few weeks ago, we were all the way up to 100,000.
Yeah.
It dropped down into the 70s. We are back in the 80s. So it just shows the volatility of crypto.
Keeps coming
and like our good friend Richard Sky will say, it is not legal tender in Ghana. So you are not legally allowed to invest in it. And as you can see with this volatility, is it really something you want to invest in?
It depends on your risk appetite.
Exactly. So the last one is that internet shutdowns at a record high in Africa and are being weaponized by governments. So this is coming by an internet rights group called Access Now and Keep It On, have done research to show that there were 21 internet shutdowns in 2024 in 15 African countries, surpassing the existing records of 19 in 2020 and 2021. So they are talking about how various governments have started shutting down the internet at various times to basically,
I'm
silence
these
freedom
are often
of
around
speech.
election time.
Well, not necessarily election time, but just to silence freedom of speech, those type of things. Is a suppressive method to kind of suppress dissent.
Dissenting
So
views,
we've seen it in Comoros, Guinea-Bissau, Mauritius, Burundi, Ethiopia, Equatorial Guinea, Kenya, Guinea, Nigeria, Senegal, and Tanzania. So sometimes not even just shutting down the internet per se, but maybe shutting down the social network. Because if you remember, Twitter was banned in Nigeria for a while. I don't know if it's unbanned, but I see Nigeria tweeting all the time. Exactly. So they are talking about how the internet is now a free speech space, and governments are now shutting it down to suppress their citizens. So it's something we should think about.
All right. That was second social media trends.
You're looking for a bank to rely on. Let me give you a shoulder to lie on. Who do we seek out to bank baby? No lie, only one place where I get my eye on. Make I introduce you all to First Bank, the best services in the world, first rank. Customer service, everything is well planned. I make music, I travel, I sell land. They be my reserve tank. Cause every time I know my money's safe. Universal banking ain't in me here on the date. I'm a busy person, me no many time to wait. Now I got to Spain, even when I'm in the States. My me blue shirt. But tell me office chilling, but who cares? Cause I bank with the best. I'm lucky, I'm too blessed. When it comes to First Bank, it's too west. Everything is you first.
Nobody feed do I'm like us. Do I'm like us. First Bank we treat you first. Treat you first. Somebody see yeah. Think about you first. Think about you first.
You first. First Bank.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
This year, something magical is happening. A celebration of tradition, flavor, and community. Welcome to the Back to Your Village Food Festival 2025.
Taste the heart of your heritage with mouth-watering dishes from across the country like Ademe with akple, Tozafi with ayoyo soup, kokonte, apopranta, rare quine, and many more. From rich spices to sweet treats, it's a journey for your senses. We're taking you back to your village.
Oh yes, let's recreate our age-old recipes.
But it's not just about food, We're celebrating culture, connecting with family, and making memories that last a lifetime.
This March, let's come together and discover the flavors that make us who we are. The date is 29th and 30th of March 2025. The venue, Accra Metropolitan Assembly, and the time is 10 a.m. through till 6 p.m. each day.
The Back to Your Village Food Festival 2025, where food, fun, and tradition meet. See you there.
Interested vendors should call 0558-973-973 or 0205-973-973 to register. The Back to Your Village Food Festival 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM. The Back to Your Village Food Festival 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM and is proudly sponsored by Gino and Koa Natural Cocoa Fruit Juice.
It's time for Bell Moon flavored milk.
Bell Moo flavored milk. It's maliciously delicious. For bulk distribution, give us a call on 0544 335 900. Another quality product from Bell Aqua. This advert is FDA approved.
Bell Moo flavored milk.
Money in the soil. Find your way into profitable careers and businesses in our Greek and ATVET now. Take a step today and change your life, your family, and community. Dial *718*50# to join now. Ghana Grows. Hope Day. Ghana Grows is an initiative of the MasterCard Foundation in partnership with Springboard Roadshow Foundation, Limehouse, and other partners.
Did you know that worms take away nutrients from the food you eat? Just listen to them.
Brothers, yesterday the food nice, huh?
Oh yeah, the trouble woman there, she did try wa.
Charlie, something come on. It be food.
It did taste like banana.
Make a taste some. Make me try a taste. Make a taste. Hey, something is doing me.
Something is doing me too.
Oh, it be Vermox.
Vermox banana flavored dewormer is available in both suspension and tablet and is suitable for children and adults. It's good for you, bad for worms. Not recommended for children under 2 years and pregnant women. This advert is FDA approved.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
12 minutes past 8 on the City Breakfast Show. The University of Ghana Business School has extended application for its 1-year Sandwich Masters program, including MScs in Accounting and Finance, Clinical Leadership and Management, Financial Risk Management, Forensic Accounting and Fraud Examination, and more. Now, the deadline for application is now 21st of March. The courses are over 12. We have Tax, Policy and Finance, Public Financial Admin, Public Sector Management, Procurement and Supply Chain, Marketing Strategy, Hospitality and Tourism Management, etc. You may call 059-550-8270 for more information. Your living room deserves class, warmth, and a memory for family and friends who visit. That's why Ash Foam produces masterclass range of sofas and couches to fit in every corner and space in your living room or balcony. We have an exquisite range of modern design living room sofas and couches, center tables, wooden beds, headboards, wardrobes, dressers, bedside drawers, and more. Visit our showrooms across the country and delight yourself with Ash Foam. Call 0243 200 729 or 0559 027 907. For delivery to your doorstep, please be mindful of internet frosters. Ash Foam is the only ISO certified, that's ISO 9001 2015 certified manufacturer of foam and other soft home furnishings in Ghana. This new year, let your journey be worry-free. Renew or buy a brand new motor insurance policy with Providence Insurance from January to March 2025 and enjoy exciting rewards including fuel coupons and exclusive Providence souvenirs. If you need assistance, contact or chat with Obaya, our friendly WhatsApp assistant, on 0242 242 6396 or visit any of our 15 branches nationwide. Providence Insurance, your reliable partner for 43 years, keeping you covered every mile of the way. And Volkswagen wants to be part of every moment in life that's of great value to men and women. Whether it's starting a new family, arriving in time for that social gathering, or getting to work, the new Terramount will carry all your special moments in its renowned spacious 7-seater. It has a 3.6 liters V6 petrol engine producing 280 horsepower, selling at 712,000 cedis. Enjoy a test drive of all our cars at the Accra International Conference Center. That was on Saturday, 1st March. Call us 025 795 6688. We have other ranges like the T1, the Allspace, the Terramount, the Virtuos, the T-Cross, and the Amarok.
Next time you fly from Accra, why don't you fly better with Emirates in the economy? You can enjoy endless entertainment on board with up to 6,500 channels to choose from. Yep, You heard that right. Sit back, relax, and watch the latest Hollywood and Bollywood blockbusters, comedy box sets, or even live sport. You can even stay connected with onboard Wi-Fi so you can chat with your friends and family and share holiday selfies from 40,000 feet. You get so much more in Emirates economy. We are going to 140 destinations. There's that convenience and flexibility. Find out more at emirates.com. Now, there is a card for everyone. If you're looking for a bank card that suits your needs, Zenith Bank offers a diverse range of cards designed just for you. Whether you're looking for a credit card to help you meet pressing financial needs, a debit card to have direct access to your funds at all time, or a prepaid card to help manage your spending, we have the perfect one for you. Zenith Bank, the bank for all. Zenith Bank, in your best interest. We have branches across the nation, so find us and you're good to go. Now, let me tell you about Royal Kingdom Estate. For litigation-free land, contact us. We specialize in land acquisition, construction, design, property management, and so much more. We have properties in prime areas, Accra and Ebri. Our land starts at 90,000 cedis. We offer flexible payment plans, and we have affordable homes ranging from 2 bedrooms, premium furnished apartments for short rentals, and East Airport Cantonments is where you find us opposite Soul Clinic International. 055 755 5909 0272 778880. These are the numbers. Info at Royal Kingdom Estate is the email. Royal Kingdom Estate, building communities, nurturing dreams.
All right, so I have a question for listeners this morning on the issue of road crashes. Where should the emphasis be? Is it on education? Is it on engineering, or is it on enforcement? Where should we place more emphasis? Like, if we're going to do a campaign, or if we're going to advocate for change, I know all three are important, but if you assess the level of road crashes in Ghana and the rampancy with which people are killed on our roads, should we do more education, or should we spend more resources on education, which then goes to the culture? Should we spend more on enforcement, which goes to more like the rules and regulations? Or should we go to the engineering, which goes more to the infrastructure? Well, I need to say that in the past, like this George Jara song, Driver Bands, has focused a lot on the driver.
Yeah.
There have been a lot of advocacy around defensive driving, and around the driver not drinking to drive, not speeding.
Yeah.
They usually go to the trotro stations and the transport stations, and they urge people to speak up when the driver is driving bad. So it appears to me the education part, a lot of money has been spent on the social side of education.
Yeah.
I think we need another social marketing campaign on driving. Another social marketing campaign on driving. I think it's gotten to an epidemic proportion where it's nobody's safe.
Yeah.
Nobody's safe, but the narrative has been business as usual. All right, this is what George Jara tried to do in the 90s. I think this is 1992 or something.
Driver Banza, Driver Banza, welcome from me. Driver Banza, welcome from me.
So this was a song that George Jara released that for me as a child I used to watch on television. Yeah. There was actually a video.
I think Obo also had a campaign like this on driving.
There was a video on this, and there was no Obo's one. Was it on driving?
Yeah, Obo had one like that.
On driving.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't go that far. If it did, I don't remember too much. But whatever. No, I'm not downplaying it. But my point is that these things have to be sustained. Yeah. These things have to be sustained. I don't think the way we see road crashes is the right way. I think we are very forgiving, and we are very fatalistic. Oh, it is God. If God doesn't want it to not happen, there are so many things happening that God doesn't like. But we allow, because we just do bad things.
So Bernard, let me give you a global overview of this incident. Now, approximately 1.19 million people die each year as a result of road traffic crashes.
I want Ghana. I think in Ghana it's more serious.
So, don't worry, I'll give you that. 1.19 million globally. That's crazy. And road traffic injuries are the leading cause of deaths for children and young adults aged 5 and 9. Now I'm coming closer to home.
5 to 29.
5 to 29. What did I say?
5 to 9.
Oh, apologies. Now, 92% of the world's fatalities on the roads occur in low and medium income countries like our own, even though these countries have around 60% of the world's vehicles. And more than half of all road traffic deaths are among vulnerable road users, including pedestrians, cyclists, and motorcyclists. And road traffic crashes cost most countries 3% of their GDP and all of that. Of course, these are not things that a lot of people relate with more directly. But if you come down to Ghana, in 2024, 1,237 people lost their lives. And 7 dead as a result of road crashes. And then we recorded 7,561 injuries. And this is between January and June.
So half year.
Yeah, half year. All the figures I'm giving are half year. 1,273 deaths, 7,561 injuries between January and June, and this was 2024. Now, if I take you to...
So what about the end of the year then? Probably you can assume it's double.
Yes.
So that's around 2,500 would have died, and probably 15K
injured.
Would have been injured.
So if you are looking at...
No, hold on.
Yes.
Imagine 2,500 people died on a road accident. 15,000 people injured. And these are injuries that some of them are life-threatening.
Yes. And you are maimed for a lifetime. For a lifetime. It's an injury you will nurse for the rest of your life. You
and I'm sure, and what we are told is that the main cause of road crashes is driver error.
The human factor.
That's what they say. But
That's
there are
correct.
things you can put in place to reduce the likelihood of that occurring.
True.
Including preventing people who have no business driving from sitting behind the driving steer.
Yeah.
And then having enough consequence for bad driving that if somebody is actually driving bad, then they must be really determined to drive bad. You get it? Street cameras, like, or spot fines. I don't think speed limiters, all speed cameras, all those things they never work. We will spend millions of cedis on these projects as we've done in the past, and yet you don't see any outcome. It's really tragic.
It's the enforcement,
So you think the enforcement is a more...
I think people respond very well to consequences.
Anywhere in the world.
Anywhere in the world. I don't think Ghanaians are special. I don't think Ghanaians are immune to consequence. I don't think Ghanaians feel they can do what they want.
So
Ghanaians
punish people.
If people are feeling their punishment, they'll behave.
But the police that will enforce the punishment, you see, this is the problem. Somebody said to me, why should a person go to court and spend 3 weeks going back and forth to be fined 200 cedis by a judge? That's not the good of a judge's time. That they should rather have a system of spot fines. All right, but this spot fine system cannot work in a society which is cash based generally. In Western societies that are more advanced, if you commit a traffic offense and you are found out, there's a system that extracts the money from you from source.
You get points on your license.
Your
premiums go up. There's consequences.
But so the problem with Ghana is that the hard intervention is undermined by the soft decay. The policeman is corrupt. He's not interested in, until you put in place a system where the camera is objective and collects the money in a way that is clear. If a policeman stops me and collects money, that's just he probably is not going to pay it.
Sometimes you can even beg.
I don't know. I don't know whether just having these machines and devices alone.
Yeah, but that's why I didn't say. I just said enforcement. I didn't go into what they are. You see, the laws are there. I don't think our traffic laws are traffic laws that enable speeding. They enable reckless driving. We have. That's the thing. When we speak about this all the time, is the enforcement of the standards and the laws. If we enforce the standards and the laws and people felt the consequences of flaunting these standards and laws, people would behave.
Before I do my next interview, quick announcements. Looking for a delicious snack for both kids and adults. Try the Bell Move flavored milk. Belmu comes in chocolate, sweet strawberry flavors. It's perfect for any time of your day, for lunch boxes, after school snacks, or a quick pick-me-up. For bulk distribution, call 055-335-900 or 0544-339-800. Belmu, it's maliciously delicious. Another quality product from Belacqua. Financial freedom, peace of mind, smooth retirement planning are nice phrases. Well, at Old Mutual, they are not just mere phrases, they form the DNA of our well-being. So whether it's making sure your child's education is taken care of when you are no more, insuring lives, or saving to start a business or preparation for retirement, Old Mutual is that insurance company that cares for what truly matters to you the most. Call us on 030-7600. That's 030-700-0600. Old Mutual do great things every day. Next time you fly from Accra, why don't you fly better with Emirates? At Emirates Economy, you get a taste of your destination on board with complimentary regionally inspired meals. And as you taste each course of delicious gourmet cuisine at 40,000 feet, you can toast to new adventures with complimentary beverages. Find out more at emirates.com as we travel to over 140 destinations. Imagine banking where you don't have to keep an eye on those extra charges sneaking in. Affinity is the real deal. We give you the right tools to keep your banking simple and help you grow. Whether you're starting something new, managing your finance, or just getting through your day-to-day, they are here to make it easier. Dial *229# to get the app or check affinityghana.com for more information. With Affinity, you're not just banking, you're in. And buy or renew your existing motor insurance policy and enjoy amazing rewards, free fuel coupons for your car, and airtime for your phone. With over 100 years of trusted experience, we are here to secure you peace of mind. We are talking about
No driving test.
Enterprise, your advantage. Enterprise insurance is rated AAA by the GCR for financial strength and claims payability. So who do I have on the line? I'm going to speak to Abraham Amaliba. He's the acting Director General of the National Road Safety Commission. We are using the crash that took the life of 2 UPSA students and the death of some teenagers at East Legon a few months ago, and the over 1,200 people who died between January and June last year as the basis for this discussion. Mr. Amaliba, thanks for joining us. Good morning.
Good morning, Bernard, and good morning to your listeners.
Thank you so much. I feel there's not enough said in the media about the devastating effects of road crashes, and we typically just report the statistic, and that road crashes kill more people than most diseases in Ghana, yet they don't get the same level of airtime as some of these diseases. From where you sit as new CEO of of Road Safety Commission, what are your opening thoughts around the menace of road crashes and the number of people we are killing every day on roads?
Well, when I took over office, I realized that there were 2 main causes of road crashes. 2 main. There are other minor ones, but 2 main. One is driver indiscipline, and the other is pedestrian indiscipline. And you'll be surprised that some of the accidents are also caused by pedestrians. But if we are able to curb these 2, driver indiscipline and pedestrian indiscipline, it will go a long way to reduce road crashes. And so when I took over, I immediately made some trips to some streets in Accra. And my concern was whether we have footbridges enough to carry pedestrians. And so we also realized that there were no road markings in some areas. Then also we realized that poor street lighting or absence of them at all. So these are some of the issues, but mainly driver indiscipline.
Okay, so let's take it one by one. Driver indiscipline, there are a couple of low-hanging fruits. For example, I wear glasses. My colleagues in the studio all wear glasses. The cares we look at commercial vehicle drivers, most of them don't wear glasses. And you know that before a person gets a license to drive, they must do an eye test. Isn't it curious to you that most of our trotro drivers don't wear glasses? Is it that they see better than the rest of us?
We have instituted some medical checks at the various terminals. If you were listening to news when I issued a caution to 2M Express and invited them to my office to have a discussion with them concerning their vehicles, because we were told that they were overspeeding on the Accra-Kumasi road. At the end of the day, we realized that there was lack of training for their drivers. We also realized that they were not adhering to some simple basic requirements of having a logbook which would indicate when you left your station and when you got to your destination. And so we ordered them to do these things rightly. We are going to go back to them to find out whether they are complying. If not, we'll sanction them. So we need to do more on these areas. And with my coming in, I'm determined to use the law to enforce some of this.
What kind of relationship do you have with the DVLA? Are you able to recommend to them to do like a retesting of commercial drivers or any driver for that matter because of the spate of accidents? Because obviously if somebody is driving without the proper qualification, that's the starting point, isn't it? Because he's running a vehicle that can kill a person, and yet he didn't go through the right procedure to get the license. So is the Road Safety Commission able to recommend to either the DVLA or to your minister to institute far-reaching changes in the way another institution like the DVLA does its work?
We are the regulator of the road sector. That's our work. And we have the authority and capacity to order for compliance. It is assumed that if you have a license from the DVLA, you are qualified to be on the road. However, we are also aware that some of these checks are not done properly. Nothing stops the Road Safety Authority from requesting the DVLA to up their game and ensure that persons who are not qualified do not sit behind the wheel. Tomorrow, I'm meeting the Highways Authority. They are in charge of road markings in this country. After that, I'll meet the urban roads, same day. They are in charge of the street lights, the traffic lights. So I am ensuring that all road sector players would begin to up their game on this matter. So nothing stops us. We can deal with DVLA on this matter.
So you mentioned two big things in the first answer, that behavior of driver indiscipline and then pedestrian indiscipline. So these two suggest to me education and enforcement. But there's a strong view that there's also engineering. So for example, a recent special report on Channel 1 TV on the major causes of accidents on the Kumasi-Accra highway revealed 1, reckless driving, which you have mentioned; 2, bad nature of the sections of the highway; 3, non-functioning street lights; and 4, abandoned tracks as the major cause. Apart from point number 1, you can say point number 2 and 3 are engineering design issues. Abandoned tracks could be anything. It could be lack of a system of towing, or it could be just indiscipline. But it looks like we haven't focused enough also on lack of road markings, lack of street lights, and the nature of the roads we use as contributory factors. Again, is the Road Safety Commission in any position to influence these two?
It is the reason why we are meeting the Highways Authority tomorrow. We have complaints of a section of the road around Chidi area. There's a bridge there. Our Eastern Region Director drew our attention to it. It's going to be a matter for discussion. That is within the confines of Highways Authority. It is the same reason why we had discussions with the Road Safety Services Limited. That is a towing company last Friday. So you see, all these things are beginning to roll out because of the recent crashes that we are having. I had discussions with them to see how they can put their vehicles for us to be able to remove vehicles which are parked on the road. That's the road safety services company. So we are doing all this, and I'm sure that in the coming weeks there will be some sanity on our roads.
Are you planning on any mass behavior change campaign which will get the attitudes of people? Because in Ghana, I think the attitude of people to the road is also a problem. So beyond enforcement, there's a whole mindset issue. Is the Road Safety Commission minded to start any type of behavioral campaign? And number two, how can the media support this? Because I feel like there's a need for that too, in addition to whatever substantive changes you make in the law or whatever you want to do with the other institutions.
I'm sure very soon let's all come to your desk. We are trying to partner with you because we know that you have some experience with road indisciplines when you were partnering the police, and I want to activate that. Apart from that, as if you were listening into my conversation with my minister, Honorable Bukari, we want to run a promo on road safety using a prominent Ghanaian citizen to speak out against indiscipline on our roads. So we may come to you again for that one as well. We're thinking to either to use the president. If we are not using the president, we can use any of the, maybe President Kufuor or any of our chiefs, So these discussions were held just this morning with my road minister.
Well, good. But finally, you're a lawyer. Are there any laws that need to be tightened or changed or introduced to support this effort of road safety?
Yes, we need to negligent driving. Some of the accidents are not accident per se. Some of them are negligence on the part of either the drivers, but more so the drivers. And I think that we need to give more higher, stiffer punishment to those type of accidents. The driver that you spoke about who hit and ran away, clearly, I think is out of negligence. This is not accident. Accident is when you can't control, you are not aware of the consequences, or you can't even control the issue. It came by itself. But negligence is when you are not up to your responsibility. And I think when it comes to negligent driving, we shouldn't treat it as a common accident, and punishment must be meted out severely to those drivers.
Any plans for speed cameras and spot fines? When we go out to UK and other places, when you speed over a certain kilometer, in fact, they will take the money from your bank account before you even reach home. All right. Is there any plan? Realistically, what can we do within the next 2 years to ensure that speeding is limited by street cameras and also a spot fine system is introduced?
In fact, give me next 2 months, LI 2478, if it is passed, will bring into force this spot fine. You remember this law was supposed to pass, but there was public outcry against the siren which was put in there to protect MPs. You remember that? And so that law didn't pass. And I'm saying that if you give me within 2 months, because that law is being worked on again, we'll be able to deal with spot fines.
So you will remove the MP part?
There's a program called Traffic Tech. Traffic Tech is the spot fine that you are talking about, and it will come in place immediately this law is passed.
But you will remove the part that gives the MPs the right to use sirens, I guess.
Oh, yes, that's gone. That's gone. So it will come back without that one. In fact, it will come with the introduction of legalizing Okada. And so that whole law is being worked on, and then it will come back.
Good. Now that we are on the subject that you brought, what are you putting in place to ensure that legalizing Okada does not lead to more problems?
So there was a team that went to Rwanda to study their practice. They are in the whole world. I'm told that Rwanda and Qatar, is it Qatar or Dubai? One of them. So we went to study the Rwanda experience. We returned just last week, and we realized that there were two things that made the Rwanda experience very, very prominent. One is enforcement. So we need to engage our MTTD to ensure that road regulations are obeyed by the Okada riders. We are also going to register them. We are going to register owners of these motorbikes. Then we would give them some clothing in terms of reflectors. They will put on helmets, and they will have their numbers embossed on the helmets. And so we have studied a lot of things from the Rwanda experience, and if implemented to the letter, this would not cause us any havoc on our roads. And so we are also going to give them sensitization on road safety before they even come onto the roads. And they will be put in cooperatives such that if you are misbehaving, we'll just go to your cooperative and they'll fish you out and will sanction you or ban you from riding. So tomorrow I'm meeting the Okada president and meeting the tricycle president as well to deal with these matters.
So whilst I agree that we need to regularize Okadas, I feel like adding that to the thing you are doing in 2 months may be a bit hurried. This is my uninformed view, because I suspect there needs to be a bit more public education on the Okada thing. And 2 months is a very short time, because you promised that you're going to work on the LI in 2 months.
2 months is the LI, but not the Okada. 2 months is the LI.
Because the Okada will be too soon, because you haven't done any public engagement. You haven't.
No.
Good.
Okada will have public engagements. We'll have one in Accra, Kumasi, Tamale, and there's a fourth one in Volta. So we are not yet to introduce Okada within 2 months, but I'm just saying that the law would go to Parliament, and then if it's amended, we'll start the processes.
You clearly have a lot on your plate, so let me leave you. So thank you so much for talking to us.
Thank you.
Abraham Amaliba is the new DG of the National Road Safety Commission, and making a lot of promises that we will follow up on.
Yeah.
The LI 2464, I think it's called, which was to regulate in a more useful way the conduct of vehicle drivers, is going to come back, but we've taken out the part that there was a part that we didn't like. Okay.
For the MPs.
Yeah. So it's 8:43. What I wanted you to do was to read some comments for me on the issue of road safety. And I need ideas from listeners. Honestly, I'm very, very honest here. I need listeners to help me on how what should we emphasize? How should we do it?
But,
because I know I have to do something, but I don't know how to do it.
So we need to have reminders, and people must be really punished also. I'll give you 2 examples, right? That will clarify things. I told you the other time that Namibia has one of the best roads in Africa and indeed the world. Now, road crashes and fatalities in Namibia is really, really high. Because their roads are good, they drive very recklessly. In our short time there, we saw not less than 10 crashes, and I'm not kidding. Now, in Rwanda, which he speaks about, the motorbikes, you will not see one rider and a pillion rider without helmet.
Both are in helmet.
All of them, all the time. And you will not see one jump the red light, because, like we discussed, there are speed guns on the stretch that are picking your details, and their system is highly digitalized. So as we said, you cited the UK, for example. This is not UK, this is Rwanda. If you break the traffic laws, if you jump the red light, quickly you are found out, you are punished. And if you run into...
So is it like the police will stop you, or there's a system that will...
It's digital. There are speed robots on the road.
So once your motorbike number is seen,
yes,
they know the person on the bike.
Precisely.
So they'll find you.
They will find you. And their mobile money uptake is also very high.
But Ghana, we have a lot of... So you're saying if somebody's car number is linked to their Momo,
yes,
the government can collect the money without...
Simple.
Even if you don't have money, they will collect it.
Do you understand? then you are in debt or something. So I'm trying to come here with this information to say that we can have very, very good roads. And notice, even the Boteman stretch, that is very good. We are complaining about knockdowns and all of that. So if the roads are good and the education is poor and the enforcement is weak, you are still going to have more fatalities and crashes.
So you think the education and enforcement is as important as the engineering?
Critical, just as important as the engineering, because guess what? We cannot have all our roads in top shape, but at least we should have all our roads with road markings and with street lights.
So what should I advocate and how should I do it? Or what should we, not even me, the whole, as media, what do you think we should do?
As media, we need to focus on the behavioral aspect of it and insist that the government also enforces and punishes those who fail to listen to the education that we are giving out. Because quite honestly, if you go to most of the trotro stations, this is how you get to know how to drive. You are mates. You are doing ule. Next time your driver is somewhere, is sleeping, you are behind the steering wheel and you are moving. You try 1, 2, at home, and you are driving.
Ule.
That's how people are driving. Ule, and then you are driving.
And the annoying part of ule is, trotro drivers, look, you
will just park without
when you're in a trotro and you want to drop somewhere, they say, we will stop here.
Yes, but when they have to pay,
when they see about and the wallet thing, you the guy driving behind him, if you are not sensitive, you will just look. I was at I'll
tell you a story. My cousin was in an accident in a trotro because, like you said, these trotros, they stop anywhere to pick people. So they were going somewhere and he decided to stop somewhere in the road and a big truck was coming.
Oh!
And they kind of crushed the trotro a bit. It's not like they got seriously injured or anything. She went to the hospital, they checked her, but the trotro kind of got...
I was at...
So yeah, they themselves put themselves at risk.
They just stop anywhere. And guess what? They create a lot of nuisance. Go to La Paz. The bus stop there, they park all the way into the roads. If it's a 3-lane,
do you know that there is a direct relationship between trotro stations and filth?
There is.
So I did a study, and this is basically observation.
Yeah.
When 2 or 3 trotros meet,
there will be filth.
So now you go to Shiashi, opposite the Accra Mall. They've converted a space there into a trotro station.
That's true.
Wait for 2 months. It's going to become. Now you go to Ho. One of the reasons Ho is clean, there are no trotros. So the thing is, when you bring Ghanaians together to sit and you have where 3 or 4 trotros are,
there will be filth, Bernard.
Wherever 2 or 3 are gathered in my name,
and there will be stench.
There I am in their midst.
And there will be stench.
So the thing is, there has to be a special aspect of the campaign around the behavior around trotros. We are not saying we don't need trotros. Trotros are okay, but the way they congregate and the way the spaces are managed is not healthy.
I passed through Kaneshi Market. You know the Kaneshi Market road. I passed there was it 2 nights or something ago?
Yeah.
And it was like the amount of water on the road and the rubbish. It was just so bad. And like you said, because when you pass there in the day, there's all these trotros there and stuff.
In fact, one lane is off. So basically, one lane is taken. But the other point that we don't think about. It's a difficult work. Transport ministry is a tough job. You need to find a way of, say, for example, how do we modernize trotro stations? That's the whole campaign. And I think that can be the root of a lot of change.
Yeah.
The trotro station is the center where people meet. Yeah. They sell medicines. People come with megaphones to speak to people. You can do your public education there. Yes. You can do cleanliness education there.
True.
You can do enforcement of driver's licenses there.
Yes.
But if you don't build a trotro station for them and you just leave them to meet anywhere, you have no moral right to go and tell them to do anything. So like this Shiashi place, if we agree that Shiashi should be a trotro station, then properly demarcate it, pave it, or do the right thing there. But now the cars just park there and they just start. Then people start urinating, they put rubbish, and it becomes a mess.
And then people are also selling. Maybe they are selling food. So
they start selling.
They start eating and they'll drop their thing.
So it's a question of like leadership must be a bit more proactive. Okay, I think trotros have come to stay. I have a proposal for trotro replacement, but I don't think we have time for that now. I believe that if government gets money, they should ask people to bring trotros older than 10 years.
Older than 5 to be.
And those trotros can be sent to convey vegetables or something.
Let me ask you a question. The trotro older, is it the year they arrived in the country or the year the car was manufactured?
Look,
because those are two different.
If I had my way, I'll simply say trotros who are 10 years old, bring them in.
The car is 10 years old.
Yes. Come together, bring your trotros to us as government. We will send those trotros to farming communities to convey food. or agricultural produce on feeder routes, and then we will give you newer vehicles.
It makes more sense.
Which will give you a work and pay system. So that newer vehicles, 2 or 3 can come together, but at least you have safer roads, because like people are in the trotro and it's a bit healthy. It's a bit like a minibus with seat belt and things. Okay, or come up with a bus system, because see the thing about the bus system is that if you come up with a bus system, the trotros feel threatened because they work for livelihood driving minivans.
Yeah.
So I think that there needs to be a replacement of these trotros, and then find a way of getting them to work and pay for it or something.
I remember we had this conversation prior to the appointment of the transport minister. Citizen Sika Togo from Legon says our roads are not great when it comes to street lights, road markings all through the country, compound errand police officers, and too many checkpoints to extort monies. Late night driving in Ghana is an extreme sport, but we get taxed for street lights. We're a joke. Irregular and irresponsible driving on our roads, particularly at night, is a national threat. No laws work once the day is over. Condolences to the families of these girls. You say, Bernard, I lost my only sister who was on her way to teach her class on the campus of Ghana National College on June 2, 2022, due to the negligence and disobedience, lack of compliance or adherence to road regulations by a young policewoman. These issues are truly disheartening, and the lack of action by the National Road Safety Authority, etc. It's really sad. Dear Bernard, my observation in recent times about the drivers who speed like that, they are mostly DV plate drivers. This is coming from Dome. Hi Bernard, good morning. Speaking about road crashes, I was driving to a Brie. A motor rider driving the opposite direction, opposite my lane, came up. Unfortunately for the rider, there was a taxi parked on the shoulder of the road, and this rider couldn't maneuver through. Eventually, he broke my driving mirror, and guess what? He blamed me for it, and he didn't even stop. Good morning, Bernard. Many of the law enforcement institutions seem to lack preventive mechanisms in dealing with recurring situations. I believe our educational system must be redesigned to deal with the attitude and the illiteracy challenge with respect to road usage, sanitation, etc., etc. Hello, Citi. Talking about road safety, I was at UPSA yesterday and I realized there is a new road that has been constructed right in front of their main hostel. I was very worried about the way drivers were speeding on that road where students use free walk, where students walk. There is a little part of that road that is yet to be leveled, but the road is now open to the public. My concern is that there are no speed bumps or pedestrian markings to be constructed on that stretch, and the lives of these UPSA students are at stake.
I wanted to suggest something here. When was the last time you saw school kids aged between say 4 and 7 being taken to crossroads as part of the education, where as part of the curriculum there is a day they go and learn how to cross roads? I think that's a very important thing to do, because you see, we assume many people know things. I mean, when I was young, they used to tell us, look left, look right, and left again. And he also used to say, don't run when you are crossing a road, and cross at a zebra crossing. I was nearly knocked down by a car when I was in like class 1, because I was my brothers working at Legon, between where the university park their buses. They call it maintenance, where they go for their fueling.
Is it near the performing arts?
Yes, so after performing arts, so I was walking to University Primary School.
EDMSD.
Good. So after that, and in fact, I remember very closely because the first house after the station, after that place, Idrisu Yakubu or something was there. It house bungalow number 3 or something. I remember very carefully. So that day, we stopped to buy something, and then a vehicle stopped across the road to give us a lift to go to the school. I was with my brothers. I was like class 1 or 2. I just ran. And as I was crossing the road, a car basically screeched to a halt. You could see that I crossed the road without watching. Okay. And if it wasn't that car stopped, I would have died by now, because basically I crossed the road, I hadn't been taught. And I come back to my first trip to Switzerland. And I'm walking to the WTO, and then I see school kids aged like my kids. These are like 4 or 5 year olds being led by a teacher. And when he goes, he gets the traffic light and they all stop and then they all cross. They are all wearing yellow boots. and this is something I'm told is done routinely. And I'm saying our public school kids, because we are talking about behavior, and Maliba spoke about behavior. Maybe we should start this campaign in schools to say this is the way to cross a road. This is what, because apart from telling the kids red means stop, yellow means get ready, green means go, I'm not really sure kids are objectively trained how to cross roads, how to interpret road signs. It's a very important part of their education.
And that's why I mentioned our pedestrians, because if you pay attention to pedestrian behavior, pedestrians don't cross the road like they know how to cross the road. Because it's like they are looking for a gap in the road. And that's why I said sometimes it's also the lack of zebra crossings. But a lot of the time you are driving, it's like people are looking for a gap in the traffic to kind of run across.
Yeah.
And for you that's driving, that's very unpredictable, because the person in front of you might stop, the person behind you might not be prepared for it. There's a lot of things that can go wrong with that. But when it's a zebra crossing, everyone knows that you slow down. Everyone knows that a zebra crossing, you can't speed up.
You know how drivers look at you when you stop at a zebra crossing.
Yeah, no, that me, and I remember because when we were in high school, we used to cross the road. SOS. There's some road in Tema. We used to cross at the back of the school. Yeah. If you see how fast those people drivers used to go in the afternoon, so in the morning they used to have a security guard with like a flag. Yeah. We used to stop the traffic fast because that one, everyone goes to school at the same time in the morning. But leaving school, people leave at different times, because I guess from 3 to 5, basically people will leave between that time. So having someone there for 2 hours is a lot.
More comments this morning.
Time, the cars are just driving.
We are soliciting a couple of ideas on which aspect of the 3 is to focus on. Is it engineering? Is it enforcement? Is it education? We're also asking who should we collaborate with. A few ideas have come up. Schools, road safety. For example, I'm going to propose maybe to the people in the literacy challenge to emphasize a bit on road safety in the next one, because that's one of the things we do that makes a lot of impact where we go to school. So maybe Apioko and team may want to think about that.
But Bridget Jogbanuku sent a message. We disrespect each other. Everyone is disrespecting the other. Drivers disrespect each other. Pedestrians, same. They disrespect drivers and vice versa. Okada riders disrespect drivers.
I want suggestions on what to do. We know the problem now. So what I want people to tell me is what should we do? How for telling me what we know? We've been saying that since 7 o'clock.
Parenting in our country is becoming something else. Yeah. Most vehicles that troop to most family and public events are driven by teenagers. Some are really young, and one wonders how they get their driving permits. Okay. Hello, Citi. It is estimated that most first respondents to accident scenes end up killing victims than the accident itself because of how they are handled. What is the duty of police at accident scenes in Ghana? Just to collect evidence to prosecute the offender, not to put in measures to prevent further occurrences. I've written a guide on the transformation of the road safety regulations in Ghana and still waiting for what to do with it, because the ministry might take it and just shelve it.
Send it to us, we'll read it on air.
I was driving in Ghana for 10 years before moving, but failed my first theory and practical test in Iceland. We need a total transformation, Paul Efa.
Paul, well, the thing about Ghana is put it on air. Somebody will come for it. We were happy to read it on air. I like the fact that you have written to the ministry. There's a new ministry, so write to them again. Hopefully they'll hear.
Bernard, we need to address the way students cross the road, especially around UPSA. They take their sweet time as if the world belongs to them. When walking at the edge of the road, they totally ignore cars behind them, with their heads bowing down, looking at their phones almost all the time. Robbie from Adente.
UPSA is a unique issue because, you know, Legon, if you are driving in Legon, you are on campus.
Yes.
So speed limit is 30. Yeah. UPSA is a university which has a public road going through it. I think there needs to be an engineering design issue where, for example, you can have railings to separate where pedestrians walk from the main road. Right. So like a walkway, a proper walkway or a footbridge, because it's like a Briggles. A Briggles has a main road in between. Yes. Students walk on top. UPSA needs a proper footbridge.
It does.
Because the students can't be rushing.
Achimota too has a footbridge.
Yes.
They have footbridges even.
So in fact, the way UPSA has developed, I want to urge the VC to write to the Road Safety Commission for a special, and this is not just UPSA, you know, for UPSA to the business school, what we used to call IPS Junction.
Yes.
Because that whole, so Presec, UPSA and Legon students, they are basically at the mercy of non-students who are driving fast, who are not, and there's no proper lighting. You know, maybe the VC of UPSA, VC of Legon, and Presec headmaster should come together to write to the Road Safety Commission and the DVLA and maybe the Ministry of Transport about a special solution for the students who use that road, because that enclave has become very, very busy.
Professor Mauto, that's for you. He does listen to the show a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he will take
So
that.
free advice on what to do.
Yeah. Bernard, our streets are too dark, particularly the N6 and N1. We need street lights that work. It's tedious driving in a car at night. Good morning.
It's not even a car alone. As the caravanites, I can tell that the Heritage Caravan, 90% of the streets they drove on will not have light, which is why we don't drive at night. We try to stop night driving, because if you drive, look, you say Accra doesn't have lights. Leave Accra, you won't see anything.
But you know, in addition to not having street lights, what we observed in Namibia was that some of their streets don't have street lights. But what they've done is that they have reflectors on the road. Proper road markings with reflectors that when you put on your lights, it will just guide you where you are going. So one, you don't have road markings, you don't have reflectors, and you don't have street lights. You just want to kill the people. Oh, talk about road markings. It's very important. Yes, we just did. Good morning, Bernard and team. Did anyone call an ambulance to attend to the 2 young victims of this hit and run driver? Did an ambulance come if called? The victims might have had a chance of survival. The chain of broken links in Ghana is long. In 2006 in the UK, I innocently got caught up in the debris and aftermath of a fatal accident at night on a dark motorway. I have never seen so much police hardware deployed at an accident scene. The road was closed for more than 6 hours for recovery and investigation. After taking statements and impounding my car, I had an open summons as a witness, 18 months until the case was heard and the reckless driver jailed. But for the grace of God, we all go. Heartbroken Accra, East Legon. Bernard, I was happy that Mr. Maliba talked about meeting the 2M drivers. My goodness.
Who are the M's?
This is some minibus thing that drives intercity, goes to Kumasi, Sunyani. The first time I went to Sunyani, we went in that bus for my roommate's wedding. Bruh. Speed. No, those guys, they speed recklessly. And they really must be checked, because no matter what you tell the driver, they are not going to listen. 2M.
It's a private.
It's a private cooperative bus. Something move from Accra to different parts of the city. Solid
in the day or at night?
Day, night, they move. In fact, we moved at night.
Do they have a separate law governing the way they drive?
I don't know how they do it, because if they've survived up to this point, they must have some special dispensation. But honestly,
neck breaking speed.
Back breaking speed.
How long did it take to get to Sunyani?
2M within 5 hours.
Which would have been like 7 hours.
7 hours. No, it's that one. It's crazy. I've seen crashes involving those kinds of buses.
2M.
It's fatal. 2M.
They speed too much.
My goodness.
So the minister says meeting them.
He said he's met them. This is Mr. Maliba. He says he's met them. So please, as for the 2M, they should focus on them.
They speed too much.
It's bad.
Wow. And you have personally experienced it.
Listeners can confirm, Ben.
2M.
If you meet them in traffic like this,
they'll just pass by you.
The air will blow you away. Especially people like you and I.
And the police watch them.
We'll
read more comments shortly. Soliciting ideas for a social. No, I'm thinking of the right word. A social marketing campaign on driver behavior, on road safety, with whether we should emphasize the education part. What messages should we put out? What collaborations do we need? How do we stop this epidemic between January and June? In fact, I have the 2024 end of year figures now. Let me just run you through them quickly before I take this next break. And it was sent to me by a listener. Thank you so much for sending it. So it says, I have it here. It says,
National statistics.
Yes. So 2023
reported cases
14,135. It jumped to it came down to 13,489. Persons injured 15,409. Increase is 15,607. Persons killed increase from 2,227 to 2,949. So 2,500 people. I was right. Almost 2,500 people killed in 2014. Vehicles involved 22,975. And then there's also pedestrian knockdowns 2,394. Pedestrians killed 590. So if you add pedestrians killed to persons killed, it's almost 3,000 people in 2024 Which sickness has killed 3,000 people in 1 year in Ghana?
I have no idea. Not even COVID.
Maybe malaria.
Not even COVID.
Probably malaria. I don't know. Did COVID kill 3,000 people?
COVID, yeah. You know, they forget. They just stop coming.
Bernard, you see why?
But 3,000 is a lot too.
It's a lot of people. Bernard, Mr. Maliba said that he made a distinction, a statement I just want to throw some more light on. We had some training with Bloomberg at the AMA, right?
Yes, the AMA cities thing.
They teach you that you say road crashes and not road accidents. It's a crash because there are contributory factors.
So don't call it an accident.
If it's an accident, it's not something you had control over. But if it's an accident, one, the road in terms of engineering must have been poor. Two, the person behind the vehicle that is involved in the crash must have also been negligent, must be speeding or drink driving or watching on their phone or watching their phones, all that kinds of things. So the factors that come together to cause these needless deaths is called crashes. If you eliminate the factors, it means that you could have saved these lives. So we need to pay attention, first of all. I mean, in terms of pedestrians, we need to be more careful. People have headphones, they have their phones, they are walking, they are not watching. It's a contributory factor. Now you are driving, you're also speeding, you're distracted. It's a factor. The road is poor, the lighting is bad. It's all a factor. So you have this cocktail of issues coming together, and you're going to see more of these things. So it means that it's not an accident. It's something we can deal with step by step.
We should call it by its real name.
Yes.
And the real name is road crashes.
Yeah.
Not road accident. All right. I'll read a few final comments, and then I will do two things. I will speak to a few people. GCB is here to talk about their new loan. We'll discuss that briefly, and then we'll take you to week 2 of the Heritage Month Honors series. But there are a few people say you are right. So, for example, Kofi Kwam, Bernard, the 2M thing is true. The speed and Kasa, it's very, very, very bad. Then I have a couple of stories sent by my friend, a former journalist, who says head-on collision between buses kills 9 passengers on Accra Kumasi Highway, and then it's a 2M vehicle, and then tragedy strikes again. 2M Express crash kills 3 family members. I'll just read that one. It's a series of stories that this person sent me, which corroborates your point that the 2M problem is actually real. It says a string of fatal accidents on the Accra Kumasi Road has raised grave concerns about the reckless driving habits of drivers employed by the 2M Express, a transport company in Ghana. The latest incident, which occurred on Friday, February 21, 2025, this is just 2 weeks ago, resulted in the loss of 3 family members' lives at Joaso and left others seriously injured and hospitalized after a 2M Express car, attempting to avoid a head-on collision following a reckless overtaking maneuver, crashed into a private vehicle on the highway. The tragic accident is not an isolated incident. There have been reports of multiple accidents involving 2M Express vehicles on the Accra Kumasi Road, with many resulting in fatalities and injuries. The root causes of these accidents appears to be reckless driving, with drivers speeding and overtaking recklessly. Passengers who use 2M Express services have repeatedly complained about their reckless driving, but their concerns are often disregarded or met with hostility by the drivers. The lack of regard for passengers' safety and well-being is alarming and unacceptable. Complaints from passengers include excessive speeding, reckless overtaking, aggressive driving, and disregard for traffic rules and regulations. Despite these concerns, the drivers seem to operate with impunity, ignoring the safety and comfort of their passengers. This culture of recklessness and disregard for passenger safety must be addressed urgently. Furthermore, passengers have reported numerous near misses, which have left them shaking and grateful to have escaped with their lives. These close calls are uncountable, and it's only a matter of time before another tragic accident occurs. Passengers have literally had to escape with the skins of their teeth, thanks to the reckless driving of 2M Express drivers. The management of 2M Express must be called upon to take responsibility for ensuring the safety and well-being of their passengers. This includes providing adequate training for drivers on defensive driving and passenger safety, enforcing strict driving protocols and regulations, encouraging a culture of respect and courtesy towards passengers, and taking prompt action against drivers who engage in reckless behavior. Kwabna Anani, a passenger who has been using 2M Express, urged, "We as passengers have the right to safe and respectful transportation. It is time for 2M Express to prioritize their safety and well-being," he added. Then the story continues. The Accra-Kumasi Road is a major highway that connects two of Ghana's largest cities. While accidents can happen anywhere, the frequency and severity of these accidents suggest a deeper problem that requires urgent attention. Amid growing concerns over road safety issues, patrons of the 2M Express are urging the Road Safety Authority to take swift action against the company. The patrons demand decisive measures against reckless drivers, including those employed by the company. Quote, the company must prioritize passenger safety and that of other road users by enforcing strict safety protocols and providing defensive driving training to their drivers. Yao Edu, 2M Express Passenger Edge. This story is by Dennis Atukilson, and it's published on Ghana Web. There are a couple more stories like this, which I'm not here to denigrate any company, but I think that once the Road Safety Authority has already seen that it's a problem, they need to do it. We'll take a short break and come back. The Obuo song.
Simply driver forward TJ. Jim Sam Shama break and break at it. It's your swatter. I'm an upper Benz bus 207 Ford. Memamude.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Hi, Mom, it's me, Kwame.
Hey, Kwame. How are you?
Mom, I'm fine, oh.
Okay.
You know something?
No, tell me.
I'm looking for a complete furniture set for my new place.
Kwame, I've told you before, the only one place you should go, eh?
Yeah, Mom, but I need a mattress to fit my bed.
Ash foam.
I need a bed to fit my room.
Ash foam.
What about a sofa where go relax my body?
Ash foam.
Wardrobes to fit all my clothes?
Ash foam.
What about linens and pillows for sweet dreams?
Kwame. Ash foam.
Mommy, that I feel you. Ash foam all the way.
For mattresses to beds, sofas, wardrobes, linens, pillows, and more, don't waste time and visit any Ash foam showroom across the country or call our hotline at 0243 200 729. Ash foam. Feel it, know it.
Dear home, no interest for 2 years. Are you ready to step into your dream home? With Lakeside Estate's exclusive offer, you can own your own home in just 2 years with no interest payment. This offers you affordable payments, flexible home purchase plan, quality homes, and lifestyle change. Choose from a variety of beautiful homes in any of Lakeside Hills clusters. Your future awaits you. Imagine living in a home you love with the freedom to invest in your dreams without the burden of interest. As your CIMG Real Estate Company of the Year for the 4th time, we offer you hassle-free home acquisition. Call us today on 020-477-5043 or 020-477-5042. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity. Call us now to learn more and schedule a tour for our available homes. T&C supplied. Make your dream a reality. Lakeside Estate. Quality homes for all.
Hey, so what goes into building quality structures? I mean, literally, what goes into it? Wujaf, you don't want to be sitting here somewhere worrying whether or not you did a really good job. It's a very simple equation. If there's no diamond cement in the mix, massa, forget it. Don't start cry. Menye, diamond cement has been providing builders, block makers, and construction companies that peace of mind for years. Diamond cement is 42.5 R grade cement. Unbeatable quality made right here in Ghana. And because we have your pocket in mind, we provide 32.5 R grade so that everybody getting on. No long talk, Jack. If there's no diamond cement in the mix, don't start. Locate Diamond Cement Ghana Limited nationwide with factories in Aflao, Takrade, and Buipe, or call 0244-313-368 or 0540-111-978 or 0202-021-175. Diamond Cement, still as hard as a diamond.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Grano, mint nimpo, Sananina, your dog one. Dapple Sam Navaya, Wamamini wants a matete. Mint nimpo, Sananina, your dog one.
9:15 City Breakfast Show, turning our attention to GCB Bank. They have a very interesting loan promo that's been running since August last year. And we're here to find out how well that's going and also what will happen now that we are in a new year. I have in studio the executive head of Retail Bank Department, Sina Kamagate. Sina Kamagate. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bernard.
I also have Belinda Ofori-Jampos, the head of products and promotions. Belinda, good morning.
Good morning, Bernard.
All right, so Sina, let's talk about the loan promo you rolled out in August last year. How's it been going?
Well, thank you very much, Bernard. Let me use the opportunity to greet all your listeners and then your viewers as well, and to thank particularly our customers for supporting us to return the kind of performance we delivered in 2024. As is in the news already, we have delivered about 58% growth of our balance sheet. And if you look at the size of our balance sheet and the fact that we've done 58%, it could only be to the glory of our loyal customers, and we thank them very much. Particularly on the loan, Bernard, in August last year, we were here to discuss this very loan. And so we gave our customers some very beautiful and attractive terms. At the time, our customers could take up to 700,000 and then fixed interest rate of 22 for 5 years. Our customers responded positively, and so we are saying that we are here to serve customers. And so if you have brought a product that they so much love, you can only strengthen the benefits they can get out of the product. So we have repackaged the same promo. This time we are saying that you can take up to 1 million Ghana cedis.
Wow.
On top of that, we have extended the tenor to 6 years. So 1 million for 6 years. And then you can still take it at the fixed interest rate of 22%.
So let's take it one by one. There's the amount that people are eligible for, the tenor of the loan, and the interest rate. You say all three have been improved.
Yes.
So in the previous promotion, what was the maximum amount?
So the maximum amount was 700,000.
Now it's gone up to
1 million.
The tenor was
5 years maximum.
Now we've made it 6.
We've made it 6, and we've stayed the interest.
Then you've stayed the interest. What was the interest rate?
22 is still 22.
22, wonderful. So those are the 3 new things about this. Now, what details do customers and potential customers need to know in order to take advantage of this? But what's the name of the promo?
So the promo was skip the stress, get the cash.
Skip the stress,
get the cash.
That was the name?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe you need to change the name too.
Keep enjoying the cash.
So Belinda, so what do you need to know to take advantage of this promo?
Okay, thank you very much. What you need to do is that you should be a salary account holder.
Okay.
And then you should maintain accounts with GCB Bank. And also for customers who do not have accounts with us, who would want to come and enjoy this package, if they bring their salary even within 1 month or for the first month, their salary comes into their GCB salary account, they qualify for it.
Okay.
So these are the things. And then you should also have very good credit rating to be able to qualify.
I should have good credit rating.
Yes.
Where am I going to get that from?
Oh. So in that regard, we have the credit reference bureau that would generate your report.
Okay.
So if you have borrowed before, we'll get a report on you. If your loan is running currently, it's normal, you qualify for it. However, if you have defaulted, then it means that you would have to go and pay for the facility, and then you can come for the facility.
So what are the benefits for customers who take up this opportunity?
Great. Okay. So one, we indicated that we've increased the interest rate, the loan amount from 700,000 to 1 million Ghana cedis. And even if your salary can accommodate more, we can still give you more than the 1 million that we have as the maximum.
Okay.
Okay, in terms of the interest rate, so we are giving you 22%, and Sina indicated that it is on reducing balance. And when we talk about reducing balance, effectively the interest rate is 16.4%. That is if you are taking it for the 6 years. So it makes the loan very, very affordable for you. In terms of the fees, I mean, we have very reduced upfront fees that you need to also pay. He also indicated that the tenor has been enhanced, so it's been extended from 5 years to 6 years. So you have the option, the flexible option to take the facility or repay between 6 months and then 72 months, and that I think would give a lot of flexibility to our customers. On top of that, when it comes to top up, you don't need to travel. Your loan wouldn't need to travel. The repayment period need not travel over the 25% that we indicated. Now, if you have window and your salary can accommodate, you can come for the top up at any time. Yeah, so you can visit any of our 184 branches. You can get in touch with our sales team that's all over the country, so that you can access these juicy.
I wonder if you elaborate on the reducing balance thing. I like the idea. So you explain that. So you're saying if I take a loan of 22% for say 6 years,
that's right.
Is it the principal that's reducing, or the interest, or the total amount I pay? Because there's also the interest and amortization. Explain what you're saying.
Thank you very much. So when it comes to the principal, so assuming you take, let's say,
100 cedis.
100 cedis, all right, you are supposed to pay the 100 cedis
plus 22% of it every year.
Exactly. However, when it comes to calculating the interest, so if you take it today, okay, at the end of the month, we would calculate the 22% on the 100 cedis, and then you would pay, in terms of the repayment, you are paying principal and interest.
Correct.
Okay, so the interest is, let's say the total repayment you are paying is 20 cedis. The principal is, let's say, 15 cedis, and then the interest is 5 cedis.
Good.
The next month, when we are calculating the interest, that is the same 22%, which is fixed. We are going to calculate it less the 15 of the principal you've paid on the 100 cedis.
You won't calculate the 15 on the
100 again. No.
So, because once I clear my principal, you are reducing the principal throughout.
Exactly.
Is that not supposed to be done everywhere, or some people don't do it like that?
Oh yes, some
people
don't
charge it on the principal forever.
Straight.
But that's wickedness.
Exactly. So
well, I mean, there are terms and conditions to the loans.
So you have to read it well.
So you have to read it well, and that's one thing that set us. That's one thing that set us apart of the most banks. We do the reducing balance, so we are amortizing, and with that, you can actually determine with precision when you are finishing your loan, because it is fixed. You are not going to wake up one day, we tell you that, oh, because of economic conditions we have revised our rate, and because of that you need to now either extend your tenor or increase your monthly repayment amount. What you sign up for, and we would always give you your repayment schedule, so you have your repayment schedule, and you can actually be calling over every month how much you have serviced and how much you have.
I actually appreciate the transparency on the way you calculate your because not everybody is willing to talk about that. People just come and talk about come for a loan, everything be happy. But I think I like the way you are explaining this. Now you said salaried workers. That suggests regular income. But you know that there are people who have their own companies who get a lot of money, but their cycle may not be monthly. So let's assume I have a business. I have money, but I'm not paid every month. But I have money every quarter. I have money.
Yeah.
Can you do something for such a person?
Definitely. So we have various loans that we have for categories of customers. So if you're a business person, for instance, depending on which segment of business you are. So if you are, for instance, micro and small enterprise, we have a facility for you.
Correct.
We have a short-term loan. We have even micro and small enterprises who have formed their own groups. We have group loans for them. If you are in the category of proper M enterprise, that's medium term, we call commercial, we have a proposition. And then the large corporate, we have a proposition. This promo specifically is for customers who earn salary earners. And just the icing, just last 2 weeks, we signed an agreement with VW and in that agreement, VW is supposed to give discounted prices to our customers. And so the point is that you can actually come to us for the loan, and then you go to VW, choose your car, present a letter from GCB as a customer, and then they reduce the price for you. So we are giving you reduction on both ends, reduce interest rate, and then reduce prices in the showrooms of.
Are you able to help the person calculate how much they are eligible for based on their salary?
Definitely.
You're able to do this?
Yes.
All right.
So we use what we call debt service ratio.
Good.
We are saying that anybody who comes for a loan, we expect 50% of your net salary to actually service the loan that we give to you. And so we look at your net salary, we put it in our calculator.
So basically debt to GDP ratio.
That's what the politicians.
But my GDP is more than my salary now. So now, I mean, let's push this. So let's assume I work for a company that pays me 10,000 cedis.
Yeah.
But I do regular consulting work that gives me another 8,000.
Yeah.
And that also comes every month.
Yeah.
And I came to you, would you say, because your principal employer pays only 10K, I'm going to calculate your loan on the 10, or because I have evidence that I get 8K in my consulting too, you will use the 18K to do the loan calculation?
Definitely. So as bankers, what we are concerned with is the regularity of the inflow. And so we'll definitely in our analysis look at your statement and how you have run your account.
Correct.
So if this 8,000 is coming consistently, we would actually add it to your net pay.
Correct.
And based on that, we'll give you something that you qualify for. There are others whose additional income are even on annual basis. We are able to
strike it and structure it monthly.
The loan in such a way that you'll be able to meet the obligation.
Because somebody may have rental income that they pay once a year.
Yes.
And when that money comes in, he can spread it over 12 months.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Is there punishment for me paying early? I come to that because, again, for mortgages, when you, and sorry I'm gone off script, but this is important. Mortgages, in some cases, when you pay ahead of time, and that was so bizarre for me. They like punish you. Like, I owe you and I'm paying you early. Say, you punish me. I hope you guys don't do that.
At all. I mean, GCB is a bank for Ghanaians. That's why we say that we are your bankers for life.
Correct.
I mean, our very essence is to give comfort to our customers. And so if your circumstances have changed and you are servicing your loan ahead of schedule, we should be happy.
Correct.
That should even...
You should even reduce my money.
Yeah, that even...
But the mortgage company will punish you for paying early. Terrible.
There are dynamics to mortgage finance.
I know.
I guess that's the reason why. Because obviously they are looking at how to structure their balance sheet so they don't keep any mismatches. And so if you are paying early and they don't have immediate use for the money, that would compensate for what they
I know, but in an era of currency volatility, a bird in hand is worth two in the bush.
Exactly.
So if somebody, again, we are going to script, if I take a loan which is dollar denominated and the currency exchange rate is maybe 10 and then it went to 15 and it's come back to 13, I could say because it's 13, let me pay quickly because it will go back to 16, and then you say no, don't pay now. I mean, that doesn't make sense. Anyway, so you the thing was in August and it came till December. Now we are in March. So are you going to push this till end of the year, or when will you? How long does this offer hold before you change your mind?
Okay. So for GCB, at any point in time, look at what is happening. We listen to our customers, and then we design packages for them to suit them depending on the. So we have designed this. We've done the promo. We have repackaged it, and I mean we've been doing that every now and then. And I know very soon we're going to bring in different package altogether that is going to also meet their needs depending on the timing. So
there's always something.
Yes, there's always
Two
something.
final things. How can we get more information about this loan?
Okay, so our sales teams are all over. On top of that, we have our toll-free numbers. Let me quote them: 0800 422 422. This number, when you call, you'll be mapped to a salesperson who would reach you wherever you are within 20 minutes, and you are good to go. You can also visit our website and you get information. We have 184 branches plus 16 agencies.
Wonderful.
Dotted across all the 16 regions of Ghana. Enter any of them and you have relevant information to help make the decision.
Get in touch with GCB Bank. I'm sure you have a phone line and a website as well.
Yes. So they can also chat with us on 0202 422 422.
Okay.
So let me take it again. You can chat with us on WhatsApp 0202 422 422, and also you can also communicate to us on our social media handles as well, and then our toll-free number, that is our customer service center. You can always get, so the toll-free number is 0800 422 422.
Everything is 422 422.
Yes, please.
And our short code is 422
for USSD.
USSD.
Everything is 422.
Yes, and that's GCB.
422.
Yeah. Yes. On your feature phone, if you look on your pad.
422.
Exactly, yeah.
Charlie, correct. Sina Kamagate. Charlie, you sound like a Japanese. Or no, your name.
Yeah.
Executive Head of Retail Banking, and Belinda Oforijampo, Head of Products and Promotions. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you, Bernard.
All right.
Enjoy the rest of the show.
Certainly.
Thank you so much for having us.
We want to do more on road safety. We want to do more on defensive driving. We want to do more on public education to reduce road crashes. Quick correction. So the 2,494 people who died includes that 500 who were killed as pedestrians. So the total number of people who were killed, almost 2,500. It's not different. They just distinguished the pedestrians from the. Yeah. So basically, in a year, we've lost 2,500 people. So in 4 years, 10,000 people. In 4 years, 10,000 people. Yeah, it's really troubling. Now, speaking of seeing, Roberts and Sons Optical Services new branch is now open at Roman Ridge, inside the new Allied filling station. Really beautiful new Allied filling station before the train crossing. Very nice place. Opposite Ebony Washing Bay. Now, check out Roberts and Sons. Tell them Bernard said you should come for an eye test. Yes, I am inviting you to go and do an eye test. They'll give you a nice discount because I ask you to go. So call them now and book the eye test. It may save your life. 0501 519 111. They have all kinds of new lenses, frames. I'm sure even they do contacts. Just call Roberts and Sons 0507 656 876, or simply drive on the Jowulu Road before the rail crossing. There's a new Allied oil on your right. This is for those going towards Perez Dome or towards Jowulu.
Oh, I've seen it
from Roman Ridge. Yes, so it's a new Allied oil. They have a beautiful Roberts and Sons there. Go there now. Go there now and tell them, Charlie. The people say we should come for glasses. Yeah. Now, Diamond Cement is not part of those who have been blacklisted. They are actually genuine. They have one of the best quality cement brands in the country. They have the 42.5 hour grade, which is for different kind of work, as the 32.5, which means it's a good deal for everybody's pocket. Call them on 0244313368, and they are well structured. Aplau, Takrady, and Buipe are three of their manufacturing centers. Truly Ghanaian, still as hard as a diamond. Now, real estate is a good place to invest. Contact Real Kingdom Estate, whether it's a land or house you want to buy, starting from 90,000 cedis. They offer flexible payment plans, affordable homes ranging from 2-bedroom and premium furnished apartments for short rentals. Call 055-755-5909 or 027-277-8880. So we found 3 songs on Road Crash. Georgia Raz, Driver Banza.
Yes.
We also have the Obuos Okofi, and then this one. We actually I think we should even solicit songs on defensive driving, good driver behavior. You know, I think Obrafo has something to on some in Titiapa.
But lots of messages, by the way. Osekufuo, he says, good morning. He was one of the lead trainers on the Bloomberg program I told you about earlier.
Good.
Now, he sends a very interesting message. He says the issues with road crashes here are multifaceted, and so are the institutions that are responsible for ensuring our roads are safe. For example, we have National Road Safety Authority and DVLA under the Ministry of Transport, Metropolitan and District Assemblies under the Ministry of Local Government, Police MTTD under Ministry of Interior, Ghana Highways and Urban Roads under the Ministry of Roads and Highways, and finally funding of all these ministries and agencies by the Ministry of Finance. So without a coordinating body ensuring all these multiple functions are effectively coordinated through systems planning, we will keep going round in circles and road crashes will continue to worsen. The key words here are systems thinking and coordinating.
Let me read one that will worry you. Hello, Bernard. I witnessed the speed from these Toyota Haze, the 2M type minibuses. So this is not necessarily 2M.
Yeah.
It says that the minibus, some of which are not even branded, who usually load opposite the Circle VIP station. I was a passenger sitting by the driver, and the speed was unimaginable. I sat on the edge of the seat throughout the journey 4 weeks ago. The worst part was when the worst part was that this driver was dozing halfway through the journey. So I had to tactically engage the driver in conversations for the less than 4 hours of journey from Accra to Kumasi. Solution: trackers and speed monitors should be forcefully installed in these vehicles to monitor and reduce their speeds to save lives. I won't risk my life ever again by patronizing them. Regular sensitization workshops must be organized for these drivers to appreciate the dangers they put their passengers and themselves through reckless driving. This is Richmond writing from Accra. Another one.
I 100% agree to the vehicle swap Bernard is talking about, especially with various sustainability initiatives globally available. This should work. Road markings should be done well and with key stakeholders such as the schools, store, shop owners, etc. It's usually assumed that you should know the road already. Zebra crossings, pedestrian footpath, bicycle paths should be engineered to our roads. As for 2M, Enoch Ejapon from Atomic sent this one through Bernard.
When we come back, we'll take you into day 1 of week 2 of our on-air series. This week, we're focused on music. Frima Edunyame has been... she's basically having a conversation about music through the eras. Nice. And she's done it in a very interesting way. She's speaking to the Nchimchim band. Okay, not speaking to necessarily. She's basically retelling the music story of Ghana, but she's going to
do an appreciation.
Yes.
Wow.
So what I'm going to do is to take a break. When I come back, Frema will walk us through music through the years. So this second week of the on-air series is focused on music. Don't forget, on the 29th and 30th of March, the Back to Your Village Food Festival is on.
Yeah, man.
We're bringing food from everywhere.
Yes, sir.
From Elubo to Aflao.
Tell me.
From Kulungugu to Half Asini.
Apeke.
From Damongo to Yendi.
Hey.
From Nkrinkrin to Krankrai. It's going to be food, drinks, snacks, dance happening at the forecourt of the AMA.
My God.
It's called the Back to Your Village
Food Festival.
And that's the last week of the month. Stay with us.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Ghana Post.
Ghana Post.
The most affordable delivery option for food and merchandise from Ghana to everywhere in the world. Connect with us today and see for yourself. Ghana Post. Smart, secure deliveries.
Package, in less than 5 days, Ghana Post, they make life the big. Ghana Post will deliver to you wherever you are in the world.
First impressions matter. Make yours unforgettable with the irresistible scent of Princess Body Mist and Roll-On. Designed for every lady who wants to leave a lasting impression wherever she goes. And for our gentlemen, there is Style Up Perfume and Roll-On. Elevate your presence with a confident, masculine fragrance that keeps you dry and fresh all day. Because your fragrance should speak before you do, use Princess Body Mist and Roll-On and Style Up Perfume and Roll-On. Your daily essentials for smelling good from dawn till dusk. Princess and style up. Smell good and feel great together. The GC brand. It's all about you. This advert is FDA approved.
For free. Provident Insurance Bema Quentway on the side. If you January equal March 2025. What the insurance one some shop Provident Insurance and sa. Some renew and now we have for Penya Chadia P. Fuel coupons and Provident Souvenirs Papa B. And you will tell you. One and WhatsApp assistant or buy and chat this is here. 024-242-6396. So 2 out over to me swap 15 branches. Yet to a particular and mobile. Over to me soon brokers and agents in the mobile this was. Janami and Sunny na Provident Insurance are some Ghana man some power Maconia Badi Wabambo Massa special for you for Kaisan check a
With Provident, man, you're covered.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Ago.
This is Channel 1 TV. You're welcome to a celebration of our culture and Ghanaian music. Ama Enikufi, how are you doing? And I hope marriage is treating you well. Well, this is where you find yourselves now. Now you are no longer children. Life is what you make of it. Nana Mpedu once said, Obra eni warabo, osi oya abofrano. Na ne ho pre no so obeye panyi. Nanso obeye panyi no hu say abrabo enafom. If your marriage will work, it depends on both of you. Whatever will happen, you are responsible for that. Fi say obra eni warabo. Inchinchim obra.
go back away. Oh, sorry, go pay the your friend. No matter what she said. Oh, she on Naniobia. If you so be our bravo, watching an enkikan. A tyrann so far. A guy and the poor young poetry. No matter what she said. Oh, did this win us so? One for now, one again. Name or that's any. If I'm anything to be so. Abusiane obi demo and so would ye some share. Wine crowd already when you mark or Cassemi, and see when you throw this now be running warabo, whom is in me, and you are.
Well, so now you've heard what Nana Mpedu is saying, Obra and Warabo. Now that you're a married woman, you should also know that still men will have eyes for you. Some will even tell you that leave your husband and come to them. Yeah, Uti. A big crabber will say, Jawariye Nientrimpna. Kwame Asari and the Kumasi Trio have a song that talks about a certain lady Yamponsa who is married, but the men come to him that Yanya Warrior Nientrimpna Fisa Nuefe Nichinui Tisesricha Homa. The hair is like silk thread, but you know that this is the man you have chosen, and so you stay here. Injinjim. Now you know something. A time will come that you'll be frustrated. Life is not all rosy. If you're not careful, you will give up. There's another song from Nana Kwame Ampedu that says, Mose minya meko amo mamboadro. Fise mi huni amaye enso bi oni bia yeseme. So if you find me to be the troublesome one, I will leave, so you have your peace of mind. But you must always ensure that come what may, you will stay to fight, to conquer. This we will not say that Mose menya meko amo mamboadro. Obetinem na waye na ye. Right?
Nadebina Bobeka you. Yeah, association. Oh, man, boy,
I'm sure that you are convinced that whatever it is, no matter the accusations that you face, you stay right here. Because look at your beautiful wife. There's a song called Anti-Christy. Now this song was written by Joe Asen. You will know him, station master, because when he was very active, you were very, very, very young. But he did this for the Ramblers. And Anti-Christy talks about the beautiful woman. Osi Anti-Christy, when you are me as a kum, and if I won't sabbat to mukum, if it's a witchy, wow, look at your beautiful wife. What the legendary kum. So you have nowhere, you stay right here. It's Anti-Christy. We have such a great culture. See how Ghanaian music is so beautiful. The lyrics, the rhythm, this is what defines us. Now this one I'm going to talk about is very similar to Anti-Christy. Amabunsu. In fact, this you should get up and admire your beautiful wife and admire your man right here. Amabunsu. Wonkomona mamintumena. Ah, alomo shronye swinging safari. We should see you do that beautiful dance. This is another one from Ramblers and Jerry Hansen.
On that Alumusoye swinging safari note, we bring the show to an end. Thank you for doing the listening. I am Caleb Kudelia. You heard Bernardino Koku Avle. Time is up, unfortunately, but you'll get the repeat of this a bit later. It's also on television. Today is the birthday of Clementa Kapam Council. Happy birthday to you. Enjoy your day. Large up yourself from the entire caucus. We're wishing you a very happy birthday. Now, there's an Amabosu sitting in front of me. No, this one is Ejibi Biafia Kenti. Ejibi, you appreciate high life?
I can't relate.
You're a Gen Z, eh? Okay. What's in the news?
Hello and welcome to Citi News at